Hello and welcome to the Eagleton Village here in Maryville, Tennessee for a beautiful August night to kick off the season with a beautiful game of football here between the Eagleton Royals and you're visiting Oliver Springs Bobcat. I'm Luke McLemore. You may have seen me some last year. We're joined by a new face, Jeff Jetter here. He's going to be doing our color for us. Guy's going to add a lot of commentary on the football side of things. But without further ado, let's get it down to the field and let's head to Coach West and get an interview with our head coach, Stephen Childs.
All right, Stephen Jeter, we're down here on the field with head football coach Stephen Childs. Coach, rain was a little tough, but looks like I'm not going to jinx this, but looks okay.
Yeah, we should be in good shape. I'm not too concerned with it. If we have to deal with it, we have to deal with it. So
Oliver Springs wearing all blue. How you feel?
we're excited. We're excited. Been waiting for this. Been preparing for this. Ready to get to work and see these kids perform.
All right, well, we got Oliver Springs coming in here, 10-3 last year, state quarterfinals. And for those of you that don't know it, Luke, that's a third round. And a playoff team in Eagleton with a lot of guys back. So give me your keys to the game.
Keys to the game, obviously, it's the same thing I always say. See ball, go get ball, tackle the football, create turnovers. Offensively, got to protect the football. Got to establish a way to run the ball, establish the line of scrimmage. So obviously, that's fundamental day one stuff. But here we are, week one. And you got to be able to do those things if you want to have success in this league and in high school football.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get to the team. We'll go back to you, Luke. We got the ECPA marching band for the national anthem. We'll bring that live to you. We'll see Coach Childs at halftime, hopefully with a 3-touchdown lead.
Awesome there. Good to hear from Stephen Childs. Looking forward to a good first game. As Coach West said, Oliver Springs 10-3. The Royals last year 6-5. It looks like I see our Royal band lining up. I believe we are getting ready to prepare for the national anthem and get our first football game underway here shortly. You'll see the Royal band has grown in not only size but experience. We're very proud of this crew as they have grown each and every year and really grown to improve. They did a great job today at the pep rally. Saw them come out and welcome the seniors and play several other fight songs. Excited to see what they do at halftime and excited to see what they do here at the national anthem. Your Royal Band is led by Head Director John Gallagher, Associate Director Brittany Mackey, two employees of Eagleton. John Gallagher's been here for quite some time. Miss Mackey, a new addition, but both of them have been working to lead this band to success and hopefully some glory today over the past years. And just like that, it's time to play some football in Tennessee. We welcome you again. If you are just joining us, I'm Luke McLemore, accompanied by Jeff Jetter here.
Hey, Coach.
Good to have you, Jetter. We're going to get to you about some football content here shortly. Once we get these players out on the field, we'll get to talk a little bit of shop about what these two teams might bring to the field and what we expect to see tonight.
Sounds good. And the national anthem, that'll get you excited for a Friday night of football. I'm excited to be here. This is basically a lifelong dream of mine, and here we are living it up.
Yeah, it is definitely exhilarating. It's definitely a good point of view from up here in the press box. I will tell you that. The weather has permitted us to play. It rained a little bit earlier, wet in the conditions, and here in East Tennessee, it made it certainly very humid. But it looks like the sun is shining, and we're ready to play some football.
And I actually think that little shower this afternoon will cool the field down a little bit for these guys.
For sure. I did see some players slipping in pregame warm-up, so we'll see if that impacts the game at all. You'd assume the turf might dry out, but you never know. We might get another shower. It might cause a big impact, especially for Oliver Springs. They may not be used to turf. You can see your ECCA cheer squad here gearing up to welcome the football players on. New head cheer coach Taylor Dodd down on the field, getting the cheerleaders all in order. They've done a great job this year once again. We had a first pep rally today, and the cheerleaders were excellent in that. So excited to see their show as well throughout the day.
Yeah, that was a good time this afternoon at Eagleton.
The referees appear to be making their way to the field now, and I'm sure the Royals will follow shortly after. The Royals, of course, are led by head coach Stephen Child, assistant coaches Eric Anderson, offensive coordinator Scott Branton, defensive coordinator Seth Bruton, along with Dalton Graham and Mike Hill, Kyle Valentine, Nick Winstead, Jake Coventer, and Caleb Elkins. We've got a good group of coaches trying to get these boys in playing shape. I had a conversation with the defensive coordinator, Coach Bruton, about an hour ago, and he mentioned that this week was one of their best weeks in practice in the 3 years he's been here. So he's excited for what the Royals are going to bring this year. And as a first Friday night, I, too, am very excited to see what they've got.
Yeah, Luke, I talked to him this afternoon as well, and he said he has a few more tricks in the bag this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing a little more variety out of the defense.
Yeah, we'll see. I think you definitely have some more pieces in the defense this year. You're returning 4 or 5 really good defensive players that we're going to see on both sides of the ball that we'll talk about here in a little bit. But I think that the Royals are going to rely pretty heavily on those pieces. But they've also gained some pieces, some transfers, some things worked out in our favor this year. So I'll be interested to see how those new pieces play a part, along with the upcoming freshmen. So there's definitely new pieces added every year, and it's interesting to see how those players mesh with the current team and how they click with new schemes and new ideas from the coaching staff.
And it's always excited to get started on home turf.
Yes, absolutely. At literally home turf.
Yes, sir.
The turf is certainly an advantage here at Eagleton. It's a beautiful field. It allows for multiple teams. This is also the soccer field, so it's a multi-purpose field, able to be played on by multiple teams and used really in all weather. You know, you get a pretty heavy shower like you got today, and you've got grass, you got low spots, uneven playing surface. It kind of puddles, and you could have a problem. But the turf is able to shed that off and stay relatively playable for today's contest.
Yeah, and that has a lot of pros to it, but there's nothing like a little mud on your uniform.
Absolutely, you got to let them know that you played. These boys walk out of here spit shining clean after playing. I got some turf beads in my shoes, Coach. Well, count your blessings, I say.
Exactly. Saves on the laundry bill.
It definitely saves on the laundry bill. Of course, I coach baseball, and Eagleton also just received a brand new baseball complex here in Blount County. They redid the Eagleton ballpark, and speaking as a coach, the laundry when we play at home is much easier than the laundry when we play an away game.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's not any less smelly though. It's just less dirty.
Right. Well, I mean, let's face it. these are high school athletes.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking
Absolutely.
at the scoreboard, and it looks like we've got right at 7 minutes to go until kickoff, and everything's getting set down on the field for player introductions. And again, that's getting these stands all fired up for tonight's game.
Absolutely. And I can't tell from here per se, but as I look down, it looks like we got a pretty good home crowd. Honestly, not an awful visiting crowd. Oliver Springs is just about an hour away from Maryville, Tennessee. It's on past Oak Ridge. But they've got a good football team. Like we said, 10-3 last year, made it to the third round of the playoffs. This is a team that is successful, and their fans are going to come out. And I think this is a good first challenge for an Eagleton football team.
Oh, it'll definitely be a challenge for us. I'm looking forward to some high results.
And as we continue to fill the time, we'll have to fill the time no more. Stephen Childs, head coach, is heading out with his captains here. You see number 44, Tyson Click, number 12, Lane Cope, number 11, Colton Relation, and it looks like number 55, Jonathan Joyle. That is 4 seniors, folks. And I'll be honest with you, Jetter, we're going to be saying those names pretty frequently tonight.
Yeah, and this is my first year teaching at Eagleton, but I did get to spend some time down in the science department with you and Coach Britton last year, and so I met some of these guys last spring. So it was a great opportunity to see them. And like you said, they are hitting midfield and headed out to meet our referee for tonight, Barry Mathis, and umpire John McBrayer, and the officiating team.
As we said, a couple names here, just to play off some stats from last year. Lane Cope, you're going to see Lane Cope on all sides of the ball. Rushing last year, he averaged 2.5 yards a carry on 25 carries, or on 10 carries, excuse me. But he's really seen more of a threat in the receiving end of the field. 56 receptions last year for 659 yards. Average is about 12 yards per catch. 7 touchdowns receiving. Lane Cope is definitely a threat. You flip the ball to the other side, and you're going to run into Tyson Click, who defensively is one of our best players. He led the team in sacks last year. He also is a threat on the tackling side of things. He ended up with, I believe, right around 63 solo tackles last year, and that's a deafening number for a high school kid. Might check my math, but that's about 6 or so tackles per game through a course of 10 games. It's a guy you don't want to run into.
That'll keep an offense on their toes for sure. And if nothing else, it may cause the offense to spend a little more time on him and free somebody else up to get some pressure back there.
Absolutely. And of course, that's the point, football in general. You want to make somebody think about you. And the more that coach on the other team has the whole week of film to look at you and think about you, well, they've got a game plan for that. So, it'll be interesting to see how they game plan for Tyson Click today. As all 4 players down there for the Eagleton are seniors. As I mentioned, you got Colton Relation, another threat. Colton Relation is primary running back for us. 1 carry short of 100 carries last year for a total of 800 yards. 12 rushing touchdowns. Like I said, Colton Relation out of the out of the backfield. He might put us in his backpack sometimes. I guess that's where I was thinking.
Maybe.
He's going to be a threat running downhill. Very elusive back. Not overpowering, but he's definitely going to break a few tackles, and if he gets into some green turf, as we like to say, he might find some room in the end zone.
And you kind of wonder why Coach couldn't hand him the ball just one more time. Get it from that 99 up to the triple digits.
Yep.
That's just a nice milestone to break.
Yep.
We'll get it this year.
But I think the real challenge for your Royals today, Jetter, is I'm going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. They lose the senior quarterback, Nate Clemmer, who they ran their whole program off of for the past 4 years. And stepping into his place is Mason Mitchell, who's a junior. And he's been behind Nate Clemmer for the past 2 years here at Eagleton. But he's finally opening it up. The offense is his, and he's running the offense. And you can't hide a quarterback. So I think there's a lot resting on Mitchell's shoulders tonight. But I think he has the pieces around him. And I think that's the biggest thing for Mitchell going into tonight.
Yeah, that is hugely important. But, that's one of the great things about high school and college football. You don't have that roster that lasts forever. Here come your Eagleton Royals, just busting through the banner.
Led by Daniel Cole and Adam Fife there. 2 seniors carrying the American flag and the Royal flag.
And our captains are headed out to the emblem for the coin toss.
let's go down to Coach West on the field during this coin toss to get a little heads up on what's going on today.
All right, Luke, I'm looking to my right. It looks like the weather's kind of moving that way. Maryville and Alcoa delayed a little bit. Not that anybody cares, but feels great down here. Captains are on the field. I got Jackson Rayburn down here. And how much more could you ask for on a Friday night?
I don't think there's much more you can ask for, Coach, other than a win here in about 2 hours. I think that would be pretty nice.
All right, we'll be down here. If you need me, call me.
Good deal. We'll holler at you.
Coach.
Coach shouted out Jackson Rayburn there. Jackson Rayburn, an alumni here of Eagleton, played football and baseball as an Eagleton Royal, coming back to help out. That's what we want, Jetter. You know, as a growing school, a new school, first graduating class, returning to help out your school and really just be a positive impact on the place. I think that's a good sign of Eagleton moving in the right direction.
Yeah, there's nothing more supportive to these guys than a legacy player coming in and showing some support.
And I see the Oliver Springs Bobcats lining up across the field on the opposite 10 to run through their banner. The Oliver Springs Bobcats, like we said, 10-3 last year, played 3 rounds into the playoffs. They lost some pieces last year, though. They lose 2 All-State players. And it's interesting to see what this team will come up with this year as a replacement for 2 All-State players. Speaking of All-State players, I forgot to mention some helpful accolades. Lane Cope and Tyson Click, number 12 and 44, also selected to All-State last year. Lane Cope, an All-State triathlete, All-State in football, All-State in wrestling, and All-State in baseball for us. I think that's a rare athlete, and you really couldn't ask for it from a better kid. And I think that's what one of the more awesome things is. It's a kid who deserves it.
And you see that often with your elite athletes. The focus on the field tends to lead to focus and success off the field, too.
Absolutely. Your Oliver Springs Bobcats are welcomed onto the field by their band and attending fans. Lining up on the opposite side, they're donning all white as Eagleton is donning some new all-royal uniforms.
It sounds like the Bobcats are playing the Tennessee Fight song.
You know, I think a lot of schools
Rocky
around
Top
here do that. I think a lot of schools claim it as their own. The Royals line up for the kick here with Lane Cope back deep along with Colton Relation and Wyatt Matosin. Wyatt Matosin, a name we skipped over at the beginning of this game, but he is also an impact player. He's a senior coming off a year last year where he was primarily a receiving threat. 20 receptions for just shy of 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was one of those players who is a support player, and I'm interested to see him break out this year and just add a layer of threat in our receiving core, as well as on defense. That's the thing, is you're going to see both of these players, both of our starting offense and defense, find a lot of places on both sides of the field. Now, Jetter, you're a little more experienced in football than me. How do you see playing both sides of the field being positive and negative for a player?
Well, at this level, you're going to see an awful lot on both sides of the ball or functioning in a special teams role and one of the offense or defense. I think it's a great opportunity, if nothing else, to get the exposure and get in shape. And then when we get to the next level for these guys, we're going to see them specialize a lot more.
Absolutely.
Short kick.
Short kick received by what I believe to be Daniel Cole, brought back out to about the 41-yard line, where the Royals will take the ball for the first time under the command of Mason Mitchell at the quarterback position. This will be an interesting first drive. You really like to end the first drive of the season walking away with some points. So let's see if they can march down the field and do this. Now, Jetter, like I said, you're color guy here, Jetter. So whatever you see us lining up in, whatever you think, I'd love to learn from you today and over the course of this season. So,
well, I'm looking at a learning curve that's pretty steep, and hopefully by the midseason, we're going to have a great product here. We're lined up right at the 40-yard line.
Yep. Tyson Click sent in motion.
We're coming out of the shotgun here.
Bissell takes a snap.
Oh, sweet.
Bad
and
pass.
The ball is on the ground.
Not the ideal way to start your first play of the season. I can't help but wonder if there's just a little miscommunication between Relation and Mitchell on the toss there. A little bit of jitters from Mitchell maybe coming out on the first play.
Yeah, you've got a little opening game jitters, but you also have that moisture that we got this afternoon.
Right,
so,
ball might have been wet, may have slipped out of his hands.
So loss of 6 there. We're looking at 2nd and 16.
Yeah, guys, that's a tough way to start. Just like a mishandled Colton was a little bit too far out to Mason's right, and he just couldn't handle it.
Yep. Thank you, Coach West, for the insight down on the field. You'll be hearing from him pretty often as he has a slightly different look on the game for us. Still in a shotgun with 2 out to the right and 1 out to the left. Flag here on the play.
False start.
Appears to be false start.
Now that we can attribute to opening game jitters.
Correct.
And we'll probably see that on both sides of the ball a few times here, especially in the first half as these kids get settled in. So we're looking at second and about 21 here. Wonder what we've got in the offensive playbook for this.
You know, I can't help but think there's too much. I think you're just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, back to the 10 yards of gain. Relation off to the right. Stop short. 2-yard loss. And I could be wrong, but, I mean, if you're Oliver Springs, you're coming into the first drive against Eagleton. You see Relation as an impact player. You see Mitchell as a new quarterback. You're expecting run a few times. Would you say that's fair, Jetter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to get these guys settled in. It's either going to be a high percentage toss, something considered pretty easy for the young quarterback. But, again, like you said, we're in a pretty big hole at 3rd and 23 right now. So I think we just see what we can get and live to fight another day.
Yep. I think you're just trying to get as far down the field as you can and potentially just make room to put them in a worse field position. Lane Cope sent in motion. Snap to Mitchell. Mitchell drops back. Short pass to Relation.
Got a little running room.
Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play. Some pushing and shoving going on. Just those pregame, first game of the year, energy, adrenaline kicking in. And the Royals will come out to punt.
Yeah, guys, they had 3rd and 15 on the scoreboard. It was really like 3rd and Von Orr because it was about 30 yards. Not a great series to start, but now watch Noel Meza Flores. He's got a foot. If he can get it on it, he can put it down here inside the 20.
Absolutely. And Noel is a new face to the Eagleton football team. He has been a basketball standout his first 2 years at Eagleton. He now joins the football team as an impact player, especially at the punting position. Let's see what he has. Looks like a good punt downfield.
That is a nice punt.
Roughly about a 40-yard punt, received by Oliver Springs and brought back to about their own 44.
And that's Jackson Jett on the return there. And he picked up about 11 or 12 on that and gets him right at the 42-yard line.
Now, I talked to Coach Bruton, as I said, the defensive coordinator before the game, and he said the key for this defense of Eagleton is to limit the fatal plays. Limit 15-plus yard plays that just swing the momentum. They drag you down the field, and you really just fall apart after that because of those big impact plays. So I'm excited to see how this Eagleton defense holds up on this first drive. As I said, eyes to watch will be number 44, Tyson Click, number 12, Lane Cope, and number 6, White Matoson's out there. Like I said, both sides of the ball as they hand off to Jackson Jett, where he is stopped for no gain. It's a good first play.
That's a good defensive stand. That's we're in a standard 4-3 set there, which is probably what we're going to see more than anything else as a defensive set today. We'll see some pressures, maybe some mix-ups, but for the most part, we're going to see that 4-3 with some safety help over the top.
Now, Coach Bruton did mention Oliver Springs has a great athlete in Jordan Gray. He's number 7. He's a senior. He said we're going to have to leave him one-on-one sometimes. You see him lined up on the far side of your field against Wyatt Matoson out there. It'll be interesting to see if they target him and try to take advantage of that one-on-one formation. As they do, and Wyatt Matoson stays on him and brings him down shortly after the catch.
That's a great play by Wyatt, guys. As they tried to do that little bubble screen on the inside, Wyatt had nothing to do with it.
And like I said, that's one of their key players. They are going to try to put the ball in his hand, and I'd assume just based on the punt return and the first play of the game, Jackson Jett seems like he's going to be a key player for them too.
Yeah, they're going to try to get it to him as often as they can. But, again, we see that high percentage toss, trying to get a little confidence in these young men as they get started on a new season.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 10. Handed off to Jackson Jett. Nowhere to go to his right. Breaks back to his left. Missed tackle. Brought down just short of the first down marker. About a 7-yard gain on the play. We'll leave them with 4th and 3 at midfield.
Let's go down right here. They'll go.
I think you do after your stop against Eagleton right there. I think you have some confidence in your defense, and I think you send this right here.
Yeah, they're already lined up, ready to go.
I think you go back to jet here, don't you? You just
You
hand
almost
it
have to,
and
yeah.
punch it up the middle and make them beat you right at the middle. We've got Jordan Gray off to the far side. I wouldn't call that bracketed, but Colton Relations playing what looks like to be outside linebacker just to help. Rolls out to his right, hitch route, caught.
It was bobbled, but he did get the hands under it.
That's Carson Sieber on the catch there. He's a sophomore for Oliver Springs. A great route. I mean, it's just, if it's executed well, it's very hard to defend. Like I said, you're Eagleton. You don't want to give up the 15-plus fatal play. Maybe be playing a little bit cushion on that. You see him break down, and you don't bite fast enough. But Oliver Springs with the first set of downs.
And it does get him in the Eagleton side of the field. We're sitting at the 43-yard line, and they're ready to go.
Once again, folks, Jordan Gray lined up near side to us right now, covered by Wyatt Matosin. I'm telling you, I think this is a time they might try to go to him over the top.
And there was your run up the middle. Gain of about 2. Not a bad play, but I certainly like the way our defense stood up there for a gain of about 1.5.
Once again, Jonathan Joyle on the tackle there. Another name. He's a senior. He walked out with the captains. He's going to be a name we call often this year. Another pivotal part of our defense as Eagleton. Lined up in the shotgun. Looks like a tight formation out to the right. Fake pitch. Rolls out to his left. Jordan Gray leaves Wyatt Matosin. And brought down after a first down.
Yeah, that puts them right at the first down marker, and I agree. I think they're going to get a first down out of that, Coach.
See our head linesman moving the chains. And like I said, Jordan Gray, you know, he's going to be one of those players, and Matosin is going to have his hands full today. But I would take that play over a big play, so we'll see. Back in Jackson Jett's hands, spins
Right
out.
up the middle.
Out to the left, he's got some grass. Pushed out of bounds at around the 15-yard line. What do you think about the pace this Oliver Springs team is moving at?
Yeah, it seems to be moving pretty quickly for an opening game at this level. I think it's keeping the Eagleton defense a little on their heels, which I'm sure Coach Bruton's gonna talk to him about.
For sure, but so far it's been pretty one-dimensional. It's jet or it's gray, and they've thrown one pass to Carson Sieber, as we said, for the first down in the fourth down scenario. But it's interesting if they keep that predictability or if they move off that. As a handoff here goes to, looks to be number 0 or 10. Could be Ian Hammock. It is Ian Hammock. Charges forward.
And he picks up about 3 on that play. Nice gain up the middle. That puts him right on the 15-yard line.
Jackson Jett heads off the field to get water. I'll be interested now once again to see where they go. Ian Hammock just picked up a few yards for him, but they might run. I wouldn't be shocked to see a play for the end zone here on second down.
And they do hand off to Hammock.
Off the Hammock.
Sweeps to the right side here. Ball's
Fumble.
out. I heard a whistle, I'm afraid. And they're going to call that down by contact at, it looks like the 16, maybe a loss of 1.
That was close, guys.
It appeared close from up here, and once again, that's, you know, the replay formula, the replay technology has not made it down to high school football, and I don't know if it ever will with the quality that we have, but the Bobcats face 3rd and 8 here.
And this is a great opportunity to stop.
Caught by Ian Hammock on a cross route. The quarterback, Liam Boki, really seems to be powering this Oliver Springs Bobcats offense. He's just he is a senior. Excuse me, I thought that was a sophomore for a second. He is a senior. He's got the experience. That's going to be the challenge here, and it's going to be tough for the Eagleton Royals to stop the goal line here. They're just going to go to jet up the middle, it looks like. Stop short in the backfield.
Yeah, it looks like everybody knew that was coming. They did get the ball off quickly again, though. I do like the pace of this Oliver Springs team. And they are, of course, within smelling salt distance of the end zone. We're looking at a 2nd and goal from the 6.
And that pace is something you see, I think, from a lot of teams when you have 2 proficient backs. You think about the Tennessee Volunteers just up the road from us. They have 3 or 4 proficient backs last year, and you're able to just run whenever you have that kind of depth. And then it opens it up to break open a big pass as they drop it over the top
there it is.
to Carson Sieber. For the first score of the 2025 season by the Oliver Springs Bobcats.
And that was a well-run play by Sieber. He kind of got lost in the line of scrimmage down there, snuck out right behind him, and the tall sophomore was able to reach up and pull that ball down for the first score of the game. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Absolutely. Out to kick the extra point, it appears to be Cooper Jones, if I'm not mistaken. It is not. It is Bryson Goodman, the junior, and the extra point is good. Oliver Springs takes a 7-0 lead here with 3 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Now, we talked about the pace of that first drive for Oliver Springs, and I think a lot of that pace came from the success of the first couple plays. Just getting that run, that early pass, even though there wasn't a lot of productivity, it gave them a little confidence, got them in a rhythm. I think if we can see the same thing out of these Eagleton Royals, we get a play or two, you'll start to see them gain a little confidence and get the pace on offense moving a little bit as well.
Absolutely. And you might feel a little sense of complacency there from Eagleton. You push them to 4th and 3rd at the middle of the field. They go for it, and you may have sat back on your heels if you thought they weren't, and then they did go, and they get it, and that kind of pushes your momentum away for a minute.
Yeah, it definitely lets your shoulders go down a little bit.
Absolutely.
When you think you've got them stopped, and then they break through and get that first down anyway.
Out to receive the kickoff from Oliver Springs is once again Colton Relation off to the left, Lane Cope back to the center, and Wyatt Matosin short to the right. They did not kick it deep last time. They kicked it short to the right. Not a bad decision. I don't think you kick it to any of these three guys if you see their track record.
Yeah, and I'll be interested to see what they do here. See if they do kick deep. I'd love to see that young man get an opportunity to tear it up. They don't. It's another
Daniel
short
Cole
kick to the right.
receives it off to the left. He goes again, and almost the same exact field position from our first drive. So let's hope that our drive is not a repeat occurrence here.
No, but I'll tell you what. If you tell Coach Childs, hey, I'll give you a starting field position at your 40-yard line every possession, he'd take that trade.
I think he'd take it. Now, similar to us, Oliver Springs is a small school. They're a single-A school. If you look out, you're going to see Jackson Jett on defense. You're going to see Carson Sieber on defense. You're going to see Ian Hammock on defense and Jordan Gray on defense. So similar to us, they've got 4 or 5 guys that seem to be pretty useful, and they're going to run them out there, and they're going to play both sides of the ball. So it's really a battle of who tires first and who's going to make the most mistakes today. Mason Mitchell back to receive the snap here.
We got a 2-back set here, and we do hand off to, it looks like,
Colton Relation.
Colton Relation.
Hit in the backfield by Carson Sieber, though.
And that was a loss of 1 yard, but I'll tell you what, those are the kind of plays that are going to get us in the rhythm.
Absolutely. And it's going to get them biting on that handoff. And we just got to convert. We want to, as an offense, right, execute the fatal play. That we're trying to prevent it on defense, and we want to execute it on offense. So it'll be interesting to see if we're able to convert a big play at some point. You've got Lane Cope up top on the far side of your screen in man coverage.
Kaler goes out in motion, hits the slot, and he's in motion again.
Low snap to Kaler in the
Ball's
backfield.
on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. And that's a loss of 15 on your second down play.
Yeah, and that one I think we can chalk up to those opening day jitters. Looked like our quarterback was never tracking on the snap.
Preseason guys, they had a lot of trouble with snaps, and when you're in the shotgun and you're throwing at the ankles, it's going to be a long night.
Absolutely, and that's Kendall Click under center. Got some experience last year under center, but also not. He's just a sophomore, so not an overly experienced line. Back in the shotgun formation, Mitchell takes the snap, drops back for a pass, has to find some room, dropped over the top to Lane Cope and right through his hands.
Yeah, and that was a nice pass. He couldn't have thrown that any lower. He had the DB right there in his face. He got it just over his fingertips, which is exactly what you want from your quarterback. Just couldn't pull it down.
No, not a bad look at all from the young quarterback. Like I said, obviously not a conversion, not a completion, but a well-executed pass. It was a tough catch for Lane Cope. To be fair, defender in your face, got to jump, on the move. But we'll be interested to see how Noel Meza Flores has his second punt of the night.
Whoa, and
High
that was
snap.
another high snap.
Meza Flores sends it deep.
He
Favorable roll.
He was lucky to get that out, and that is a questionable call picking that up off
Jet
the turf,
picks
but
it
he
up.
didn't lose anything. So,
And we've got him in worse field position than we had them previously. Looks like they're on the 37-yard line on this drive.
so a little bit further to go to get to midfield. But again, our punter there did a fantastic job with a high snap, pulled the ball down, couldn't get a full leg on it, but he got it out, and a pretty nice kick.
I think if you're Eagleton here, you're really looking to get a quick stop. You're looking for Oliver Springs to keep their pace. You're looking for them to run the ball most likely, maybe try to pass here early, but I wouldn't be shocked to see 2 or 3 runs back-to-back here, get Jet's legs under him. Once again, you got Jordan Gray on the far side. You actually have Noel Meza Flores on the field still playing safety, and looks like to be
looked like we jumped off sides.
Offsides on Eagleton. Appeared to be Connor Cox jumping off sides there.
And it looks like they have Jet out there in a receiver position and Hammock lined up behind the quarterback.
I don't think a free 5 yards was in the playbook for us tonight to give this Bobcats team, but once again face some adversity here and see if we can stop them on this second drive, but first down.
Well, you kind of like to see the aggression. You just have to wait till the ball snapped to get over there.
Vokey takes the snap, runs out to the right. Caught in the backfield by none other than Tyson Click for your first Stennett Collision boom in the backfield. Brought to you by Stennett Collision. That is a huge momentum play for this defense.
Yeah, it really is, and it gets them back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 instead of a no gain or a short gain. Loss of 5 there, and puts us in much better shape.
And that's good to see from your senior leader there, Tyson Click. You know, this is his second time through, second drive, maybe learning the tendencies of the offensive line. You can see him shifting around and almost picking where he wants to go on that defensive line, taking control of the moment and really getting back to the quarterback. But once again, Vokey lines up in the backfield, runs out to his left.
At Click. Now he switches
out
direction,
to his
comes
right.
back to the short side.
Pushed out of bounds.
Gain of about 4 there.
That was close, guys. He's 3 yards out of bounds. We put hands in his back. That'll get a flag 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, and that's just a discipline thing. Once again, that's Daniel Cole on the push out of bounds there. It's that first game energy, adrenaline that sometimes just blocks your decision making sometimes. But luckily, it did not penalize us in any way. Puts the Bobcats with 3rd and 6 to go.
Yeah, I think the saving grace there was it was a gentle push laid out of bounds.
A tight formation here. Vokey runs off to his left, passes over the top, intercepted. Running down the field. That is a huge momentum changer there. And Jackson Kaler, new to Eagleton this year. Just an instant impact player, as you can see. Once again, I think it was just a bad pass. Threw it short.
It was a bad pass, but also Jackson Kaler was in the right place at the right time. A lot like that play we almost completed on the previous drive. The Oliver Springs quarterback just didn't get it over his head.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, right there. If the guy got deeper and he just underthrew him, and Jackson picked it, and it's better to be lucky than good, but that's a great play by Jackson Kaler.
Yeah, right place at the right time, Coach. So here we are, 1st and 10 on the Oliver Springs side of the field. Looks like it at 41-yard line.
Cope in motion. Handoff to Cope to the right side. Cope back to the left. Pushes forward for about a gain of 1. They might give him 2 if they're generous.
That run to the short side of the field, and Cope didn't have much room on that one.
No, and Cope's one of those athletes, both in baseball and football, who has just got the wheels on him. And you give him some space and let him work. You want to see that. Obviously ran him to the short side of the field and stopped him short. But that will conclude your first quarter between the Eagleton Royals and the Oliver Springs Bobcats. The Bobcats currently lead 7-0.
Eagleton Royals are on the move.
Couple sponsors we'd like to shout out during this time period is Southeast Oral Surgery. They've been very generous to here at Eagleton. If you have any needs, they actually removed my wisdom teeth. Don't tell Coach West. He might knock me on my wisdom. But Southeast Oral Surgery is great surgeons, great people. Go check in with them for any of your oral surgery needs and tell them the Royals sent you. Also want to shout out Schultz Pediatric right here in our backyard by the Eagleton Ballpark. They're a new establishment here in the village, but they've been very generous with us as a program and very giving. Would love to see you guys use them as for all your pediatric needs. As we see our Eagleton Royals flag being ran, I cannot tell who the young man is running it, but I'm glad he is. And Jetta, that's something that I think Eagleton has this year just as a school is just the positive spirit. And you being a new teacher might be able to feel some of that. But it does feel like a very positive environment for Eagleton as a new high school and trending in the right direction.
Yeah, it was very exciting being a student teacher here last year. I went to the spring pep rally, and to be honest with you, the teaching staff, the faculty, the administration, and that pep rally, the kids at that rally, those are the guys who made me want to apply for the job.
Absolutely. Your Royals take the field for 2nd and 9 as Mitchell takes a snap and rolls out to his left, looking for a pass and opening. Passes it to Lane Cope, wide open. Cope cuts up the field.
Great play.
And that is your first GT Shelley first down of the game. Brought to you by GT Shelley. That is a great way to come out and start second quarter.
What a way to open the second quarter. Nice rollout, high percentage play. Got him coming across the field right to left and hit him right in the hands.
Yep. And Lane Cope, like I said, you give him that room to run and give him that space, he's going to make some openings. He was covered there by Jordan Gray, but I believe he left him behind for just a little bit. As Mitchell prepares to take the next snap, takes the ball, hand off to Relation, out to the right. He's grabbed in the back and a fumble. Ball's loose. Recovered by Oliver Springs Bobcats.
So we lost the handle on that pitch to the right. And then once the ball got on the ground, I don't think any of us knew it was on the ground. But Oliver Springs, with their eyes up, certainly did know the ball was on the ground and were able to jump on it.
It was a great job. I couldn't tell who the number was who got back there to Relation, but I thought Relation was going to escape. He grabbed him, and then Relation tried to pedal away, and the young man just did not let go and ended up allowing to have a big play.
Yeah, sure did. So that's one turnover each right now. Let's see if we can get back to getting a defensive stop here.
Absolutely. And that'll be something interesting to see from Eagleton this year. Do we ride the roller coaster of the highs and the lows of a football game, or are we able to stay steady and give and take? Great call. I think that's a great timeout right there by Eagleton if we took it. But interesting to see how we recover from that.
Yeah, and sometimes this is the best time to calm those nerves. You know, hey, we were on a roll. We got a nice gain, that first down of the season just moments ago, and then the very next play, we cough up the ball. So take a minute, take a deep breath, reset, and let's see if we can get a stop on this. Back to business.
Once again, you can't see it on the camera, but the sun is just setting beautifully here over the Eagleton Village. We couldn't have been blessed with better weather. I mean, I'm pretty cool right now. I don't know how you feel, but I hope it feels as good out there as it does in here.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was worried last week it was going to be a pizza oven in here.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all right. It's well-conditioned, brand-new facility. Your Royals take the defense here, take the field on defense to try to stop the Oliver Springs Bobcats again. You know, that was their first pass that we intercepted over the top as they hand off to Jackson Jett in the backfield, breaks a tackle, breaks forward to the secondary, and he is going. It'll be a foot race.
Going
chasing, he breaks to the left, and that is to the house by Jackson Jett.
And he did make one or two miss right past the line of scrimmage, and then once he made that move, really didn't have much to beat there, and you're looking at about a 57-yard touchdown play. Can't say anything but some great running there by Mr. Jett.
And Bryson Goodman out for the extra point. And once again, that's I mentioned the roller coaster. You know, that's one of those plays that right after you give up the ball, you got to do a little bit better at trying to lock in on that next moment and realize that it could always result in a touchdown.
And the extra point is down and up and good.
Bobcats lead 14-0 here in the Eagleton Village as we have 11:32 left in the second quarter. The Royals have an uphill battle in front of them.
They do, and this is going to be a great test for them and their character. We had a little momentum coming right into the second quarter there, and got that first down. Gave up the turnover, gave up the touchdown. Now, what are we going to do with that? Here's where we metal up.
And speaking as a coach, and I'm sure you can attest to this, you never want to be down by 14. But in a game that's not a conference game, it's your first game of the season, you want to test your boys. And you want to know, hey, what do we have whenever we're down, when the stakes are against us? Because it's going to happen again. You win every game, and you never face that adversity. What is this Eagleton team going to bring out for the rest of this game? There's a lot of football left to play. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond and how well these boys continue to battle and fight and keep this game within arm's reach.
Got to keep those shoulders up. Got to keep your ears back.
No common opponents last year between the Bobcats and the Royals. This year we both do face Greenback and Coalfield. So it'll be interesting to see how we stack up compared to, the Oliver Springs Bobcats against those common opponents. But looks like Jordan Goodman, once again, Bryson Goodman, back out there to place kick, the kickoff here to, I'm going to guess, the same three back.
That's Lane Cope again, back as the deep back. And again, a short kick. As a matter of fact, an onside attempt here.
Ooh.
I was going to say great hands by the up man, but it looked like it got behind him a little bit.
Recovered by the freshman there, Cooper Pickens. Almost had himself a welcome to high school football moment. Some strong hands to the face. It looks like Pickens actually lost the ball.
Yeah, Oliver Springs think they had it.
Recovered by Parker Lewis.
I still haven't seen. There's our referee signal. It's Eagleton ball. We're looking at the 43-yard line. So, again, good field position on not a short kick, but the onside attempt.
And Oliver Springs is gifting you this field position, and we almost took advantage of it. And there's been glimpses for sure from this Royals team. We just got to put it all together on one drive.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how they come out after halftime too. So we're gonna take stock in what we've done, accomplished, and the challenges we've met in the first half.
Mitchell takes this. Timeout taken by the Eagleton Royals, it appears. And I'm not against this timeout. That's the thing about small schools is you've got boys out there who have not stepped foot outside the sidelines yet. They've been out there the entire time. You're about to start an offensive drive. Might be a good time to game plan this drive, get your boys' heads right. And really, this almost feels like the most important drive thus far.
Yeah, it really is. We don't need to score necessarily here, but we've got to put some successful plays together. And you like seeing a timeout like this because, let's face it, at this level, we're not worried about timeouts for clock management like you would see in upper levels of football, collegiate and even professional. So what you want to do is take advantage of the timeouts you have for great coaching opportunities, and I think Coach Childs did that right there.
We come out in a shotgun formation again. Mitchell sends relation to the line of scrimmage. Sends relation back around him. Snaps. Hands off there to Kaler. Kaler breaks a tackle and makes a gain of 9 on the play.
Yeah, and I like the way we set that up. Our quarterback actually jumped there like it was a high snap. It wasn't. It was right into his hands, but it made the defense get a little aggressive and allowed that play to develop.
And that's the first touch Kaler has had offensively, and I think you could tell that with the Oliver Springs defense. They bit on relation going in motion around Mitchell, and we handed it off to Kaler, and he had some green grass to work with. So let's see if we can convert on second and short. Might be a good time to take a shot downfield if you have the chance, but we'll see what we come out with. Mitchell takes the snap and hands off to Kaler again up the middle. Kaler's got some room to work, makes a gain of 2 or 3.
Down.
And that is the second of the day first down brought to you by G.T. Shelley Enterprises. For all your lawn service needs, call 865-4416-9999.
And again, that's another one of those opportunities. We want to see some successful plays. A touchdown isn't required here. It'd be nice. But what we need to do is put some successful plays together, get some confidence under our wings.
And Kaler making his presence known, and if he can do that, then it's going to open up opportunities for other players.
Absolutely.
So we line up here, similar formation. Mitchell back to take the snap. I'm interested if we go to Kaler again right here, if we pass it off to Relation. Mitchell takes the snap. Not Relation.
Ball's on the ground.
Fumbled ball.
And again, it's still squirting. Picked up at the 35-yard line by one of the defensive linemen, number 0, it looks like.
And that was Cody Lewis on the running back end of things for Eagleton. That's his first handoff of the game. May have been jitters. You don't know, but he was eventually chased down by the quarterback, Mason Mitchell. Just some miscues here for the Royals that, once again, we've seen glimpses. We're just waiting to put it all together. But the Bobcats are set up on almost what looks to be the red zone. They're 3 yards out of the red zone.
Yeah, we're sitting at the 23-yard line, and they are already out on the ball. Again, that pace we see coming in from Oliver Springs.
Yep, and an I formation here. Boki hands it off to Hammock. Hammock brought down up the middle for a gain of 3 or 4.
And he is in the red zone now.
And I think the goal here is to leave them with 3. You get your downs here, push them to 4th down, make them make a decision, and either have them hand you the ball with short distance, not short distance, but on the short side of the field, and then see what they can do as they hand off here to Hammock again to the left, brought down by Lewis.
And he may have gained a yard there, but certainly not the open field running. So we're looking at a 3rd down here, 3rd and medium. So an opportunity, like you said, Coach, to stop them and maybe force a field goal attempt, or maybe even a 4th down and a turnover.
I want to give a quick shout out to our camera work. The cameras that you are seeing being run right now for this broadcast are not run by adults. They are run by students of Scott West AV Club. And let me tell you, Jetter, they're doing a great job.
They really are. I'm sitting here watching both the field and the monitors, and these guys are doing great. There was a pass to the flat on the right side.
Short pass from Boki to Hammock. Oh, excuse me, William Eddings. Winning at William Eddings. Nice. Brought down quickly. This is a decision time. 4th and medium. Looks like they're going to run the kicking crew out here, which is a good decision by the Bobcats. You're up by 14. No pressure situation. Take your 3 points if you can get it. It's going to be about a 35-yard field goal for your kicker from the right hash.
And that's a distance that I would be on the alert for a fake here. This is a distance that's not a gimme.
Goodman kicks. It's up. And it is
good.
Good by a hair. I think if you have him any further than that,
yep,
he's not going to get it.
I think he had about 2 to 4 yards beyond that, and then we're at his max range.
Guys, this is no knock on Oliver Springs, but this is everything that Eagleton's doing.
Absolutely. We Coach West hints at it. You've had 3 fumbles, 2 recovered by Oliver Springs. You've had some miscues offensively. You've defensively given up a big play. And, I think that's disheartening for this game. But it's also encouraging for the future because we can fix these things.
Yeah, we can.
The snaps were something that, they weren't fixed in the preseason, and now they still seem to haunt us. It's just playing fundamentally sound football, and right now, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, the snaps have definitely been tough, and that's one of those glaring positions. You got Kendall Click under center. You got to have a guy who can get it to the quarterback, which not knocking Kendall Click at all, but he's a sophomore. He's young. You're going to have those mishaps, and you just got to overcome them. And once again, testing the hard-nosedness of this Eagleton football team as your same 3, Relation, Cope, and Matosin, are back deep to receive. Let's see if they kick it deep this time.
But on the note, it feels
and they are kicking it deep.
Feels terrific out here.
Boki on the kick there. Quarterback on the kick. Kicks it deep over Lane Cope's head. Don't think we were expecting that. That's the worst field position we've had thus far.
That's a touchback. One of the things you mentioned is, as Coach West brought up, we're looking at a series of mistakes, self-inflicted mistakes, but really the timing is really hurting us as well. Both sides have had mistakes. It's opening game. We're going to see that. But right after both of our first downs, we turn the ball over. And that is a momentum killer.
Absolutely. And it also, causes issues in terms of confidence. Both of those fumbles were on the player's first touches of the game, and that definitely hits you. Your first play on the field on the first season. It's kind of tough to have that for your first play. But Mitchell in the shotgun formation here takes a snap and hands off to Kaler, powers forward to about the line of scrimmage.
And so we'll be looking at 2nd and 10 here. And like you said, this is the deepest we've been in our own territory here. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get out and make this a field possession.
And you're looking at a long battle here. We haven't had a breakout play. We really haven't attempted an over-the-top play, a breakout play, other than the 10-yard pass to Lane Cope. You're almost looking up taking up the rest of the second quarter with this drive and trying to leave with 17-7, barring a big breakout play here. As Mitchell takes a snap, drops back, passes short to Lane Cope. Lane Cope brought down at the 26 for what appears to be a gain of 5 on the play. Sets you up for third and short.
And so he's out to the 26-yard line, so we'll see 3rd and 4 here. This is one of those pivot points, right? So we make this, we get a little momentum. We don't, takes a little more wind out of the sails.
Mitchell back in shotgun with Kaler beside him. You got a 4-receiver formation here. Mitchell takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's pressured, passes out to Kaler. Hit as he catches it, and brought down for a loss of 4.
Coach, that's a good loss, though. There was pressure right in the face of the quarterback there. He gets it out just in the nick of time. There was a loss of 1.5 yards, maybe 2, but that's not a terrible loss.
And it was a good decision.
Great decision.
He could have thrown it downfield, could have panicked and tried to scramble, throw it out of bounds, but you're in third down situation here. It's do or die. Didn't try to make anything crazy happen. Just passed it off, checked it down to your running back, and once again, you live to prevent a fatal play as Meza Flores is back for the punt.
Yeah, and this young man's been impressing me with his leg, so let's see if he can do it again.
Punts from the 15. A good kick, lands at the 40. Received by Jet. Nowhere to go, runs out to his right. Relation on the tackle. Horse collar going to be the call.
And that's a personal foul. That's going to gain some significant yardage here on the end of that play.
I believe it is a 15-yard penalty.
Get him. That's going to get him past field. But I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make that play, we might be talking about another Oliver Springs touchdown down the right hash.
Absolutely. In Eagleton, once again, as Coach West said, just shooting ourselves in the foot in some aspects. 3 penalties in the first half, which is not too much of a difference, but Oliver Spring is disciplined. They have no penalties, and those penalties, 2 of them came at inopportune moments. That one right there, as Jetter said, might be unavoidable to prevent a bigger gain. Looks like they're going to spot the ball around the 42-yard line.
Any points right here, guys, is a dagger after stalling on that last drive and then that penalty. It's going to take a whole lot if they put a touchdown in right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what, Coach? Anything one team can do in a half, another team can do in the second half. So we're not out quite yet.
Bokey back to take the snap. Hands off the Jet. Fakes the handoff. Triple fake. Hands off to Jordan Gray for the first big play we might see from him as he takes off for a gain of 10 yards on that play. A double fake hand raw on the end around there for Jordan Gray.
And it did catch our contained man out on the left side of the line. He came into the middle, biting on that second fake, which who can blame him? And well hidden to pop that back out to the right side of the line of scrimmage.
And, Jordan Gray showed you a flash of speed there. I think that's something we haven't seen from him yet. As I said before the game, I thought he was going to be a standout player. You might see that coming later this game as they kind of protect. And another flag thrown here.
That's Trevor Bright offsides on the left side.
Offsides on the Royals.
Cheerleaders with an ill-advised technique of inspiring the crowd, they threw whistles into the student section.
Oh.
That is a no-no.
Are there any TSSAA rules about that, Coach West? Pass over the top to Carson Sieber.
Bobbled it at first, brought it down, and he is inside the 10-yard line. I think we're gonna settle about the 9-yard line. That's going to be 1st and goal from inside the 10.
And given them what their kicker just showed us, this Oliver Springs team is probably not leaving without points from this drive.
Not barring a turnover by our defense here.
Bokey behind center, back to take the snap with Hammock beside him.
And another Royals penalty.
Did you get a glimpse of who that one was
I
on,
think
Coach?
that was number 11.
Colton Relation on the left
Relation. You know, it's funny that I mentioned the penalties. We have gone up to 5 now in the past 3 minutes since I mentioned them, and that puts the Oliver Springs Bobcats on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, that's a half the distance kind of goal penalty right there. So, yep, first and goal from the 5.
Once again, and you're probably just going to see a handoff here to Hammock as he pushes forward. Fumble.
Ball's on the ground. I think the whistle blew. I think they're calling him down by contact there before the ball came out. Not much gain there on the inside. Again, the ball did hit the turf, but Oliver Springs was able to hold on to that.
Oliver Springs now on the 33-yard line. Probably going to run the same play here, I formation, Hammock in the backfield.
You called it, Coach.
Hand off to Hammock, tries to punch it through, middle. And he does. That is another Oliver Springs touchdown.
That's a gut punch.
That is a gut punch, Coach. You are correct. But once again, if you're Eagleton, the message of the game is control what you can control. You know, you can control penalties. You can control mistakes. You can control bad snaps. You can control fumbles. And we've just got to do a better job at controlling what we can control as Goodman sends the kick up and through.
So you hate to say it at this point, but you almost hope you can get out of here at halftime 24-0. It'd be great to score a little, but we almost have to stop the bleeding first.
Coach West, with some experience coaching a high school team and as a head coach in basketball, and especially a sports of basketball with a halftime, what do you think you say whenever you get these boys in here after 3 minutes?
Well, it's tough. It depends on the character of your team. If it's me, I'm peeling the paint off the walls. I don't know about what these guys are made of. So, you know, I see a lot of slump shoulders. I see a lot of walking without purpose. As a coach, the body language doesn't look great to me, and so they got a job on their hands at the half to change it. And now it's like Jeter said, it's possible, you know, but Oliver Springs gets the ball coming out of the half, and we've got to make a play right here. We got to put it in the end zone.
I can't agree more, and well said there from Coach West. As the kick lands short here, but Wyatt Matosin comes up, takes it up the left side of the hash, and he's got some green grass. That's a good way to start. Puts you right around midfield for a 3-minute, 51-second drive that the Royals are going to try to put together that will result in some scores. You would love.
That was number 6, Luke. I'm not sure who that is.
Wyatt Matosin.
Wyatt's 5.
Wyatt Matosin, number 6 this year, Coach. Jackson Kaler took over the number 5.
Wow. Well, he's Julius Irving. You have no idea who that is.
I do know who Julius Irving is. I think he was a doctor, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. For those who care, 7-7 Rebels now.
I did see that as well.
Now that looked like offsides to me. We didn't get the call on that, but we did have
Mitchell takes a snap.
Movement on line.
Passes to Wyatt Matosin over the middle.
Slot.
With another gain of around 15 right there, and that's exactly what you want to see. A quick, high-percentage play. And I'll be honest with you, Jetter, that looked confident from Mitchell.
That looked confident, and I'll tell you what, that was well executed by all involved there. The quarterback didn't need a lot of time, but he had the time he needed. The route from the slot was run brilliantly. Ball was delivered right on his hands.
And that's the type of play you see whenever you feed relation often, and you get that bite from the linebackers on the handoff, opens up the gap there for Matosin to catch the ball. As Mitchell takes the snap right here, hands off to Relation as he's got some green grass as well.
Oh,
another fumble. Ground. Relation comes up with it though, and that you have to think there's a conditionary issue down there. It must still be wet from the rain with the amount of fumbles we're seeing on both sides of the ball.
Now that's just being careless with the ball in traffic right there. When you come through and you got it like a basket of a little bread. Put 2 hands on the ball in traffic and take care of it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Coach. Got to protect that when you start getting hands on the body. You got to bring that ball in and get 2 hands on it.
A little Coach came out, I let him know about it.
But crisis averted. Royals take the ball with 2nd and inches, it appears, with a chance to score here.
We got Noel Mesa Flores, the best over here on the left with he's got a safety over the top. They're pretty much one-on-one.
They're calling it 1st and 10. You know, Coach, I've seen Noel jump. I've seen him play. I think you play action a handoff here and try to fade it up to Noel into the end zone on 1st and 10 and just try to take the head off this beast of the Bobcats. There they go. They fade it up to Noel. Let's see if he can jump. He can, and he catches it, and that's a touchdown. Incomplete pass.
Incomplete. He's out of bounds. I don't know if he juggled the ball or not.
Yeah, he's got to know where the boundary is.
Coach, you had a great view on that. What did you see?
But I'll tell you what. Hey, Coach, I wouldn't be adverse to running a very similar play now or shortly in the future. That
Absolutely.
was well run.
And they're definitely – I'll be shocked if they don't bracket a safety over for Noel right there after showing that.
His right foot was in, his left foot was clearly out. He just got to know his geography a little better.
And like we said, he's new to football this year. Not knowing the boundary, jumps up high, left foot was out. A great play, but Mitchell takes the snap, fakes a handoff, short pass out to Cody Lewis, who powers through, strong back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 or 2 on the play. Sets you up with 3rd and 10. And I think this is going to be – this is 2-down territory unless you get loss of in the backfield.
They lost 2 on that, Luke. Got to bring up 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and that's going to go down as a loss of 2 on a rushing play. That was a backwards pass. So we're looking at 3rd and 12 here. But like you said, this is 2-down territory, and we're not looking to get 12 yards. 6, 8, be a perfect play.
You bite it off. I agree. You bite it off of 6. They've got 2 linebackers in the box, 1 out to the edge, 2 out to the edge. Cope goes in motion. Mitchell takes a snap, hands off to Cope, out to the left, end around, makes some men miss, moves forward, back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, Coach, I would have liked to have seen him stick that left foot in the ground and head upfield a little sooner. I understand what he was trying to do, hit the corner and get some open grass in front of him. But when we're looking for 4 to 6 yards, I want to see him stick that foot in the ground and get upfield.
Oliver Springs looking to get more. They just called timeout.
And I'll be interested to see what the Royals run out here. With what Noel just showed, I'll be interested if they don't run him out here. They may not use him, but just as a threat, make Oliver Springs think about him, open it up for somebody else. You're looking at almost a guaranteed pass play here with 4th and long. Trying to take a shot, get a gain of 10, and at least get Braylon Stevens into field goal range. The new kicker, place kicker, came on last year for us. Braylon Stevens is a junior. You'd like to get him within scoring range as I see Noel come out there onto the field. You know, Jetter, despite what I look like, I might know a little bit about what we do football-wise.
Yeah.
A little.
And it's funny you say that right now because I'm going to have to correct you and let you know it's 4th down. So we can't get in field goal range right now unless we get a 1st down. So what we need to do is get out there and either pick up the 11 or gain some ground here.
Maybe go hard count, try to get 5 yards back.
You could. Oliver Springs, very disciplined, though, but we'll see.
They did jump a little bit earlier in this series, but we didn't get the call on that. They got back on sides before
Mitchell
before
takes the snap, drops back.
Plenty of time.
You got Lane Cope over the middle.
Time
Caught, but hit as he catches it. What a catch by Lane Cope.
Play.
And I'll be honest, that is a tough play. That is a tough catch for Cope. You know you're getting hit. You know you're getting hit. It's lobbed up there. You know you're running right into the safety. But that is a GT Shelley 1st down on 4th and 11. And now you're really hopeful with the next 2 minutes that you can punch in a touchdown. I don't think you're concerned about time and running it down as far as you can. I think you're just concerned about getting in the end zone.
Yeah, I'd love to see some option reads here from the quarterback. And what I mean by that is he's going to go back, offer a handoff, and maybe even take a look at the outside edge and keep that and run it to the corner, or hand it off and let the running back go inside.
And we've got a strong front with Mesa Flores out wide. We pitch out to Kaler, and Kaler's got green grass. And
touchdown.
That is a Mowerworks touchdown by Jackson Kaler for your Eagleton Royals. With a flag on the play, most likely going to be a personal foul. Appears to be potentially unsportsmanlike conduct.
Normally, I would say that's in the area of holding, but you are absolutely right on sportsmanlike conduct on Oliver Springs.
And that is a mental mistake by Oliver Springs. Not that it makes too much of a difference in the game, but it's going to make a difference mentally that the first touchdown, you're in a 24-0 game. We give up one score, and you give up an unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah, and again, going into the half. So now Childs has something to build on at halftime, right? So it's not all just, hey, I got to get my guys off the ground. It's, hey, let's build on the success and momentum we developed right before halftime.
And I think the biggest thing I see is Mason Mitchell just showed you that you might be able to trust him a little bit and take some shots, take some 10 to 15-yard passes and give him a chance. And that's going to open it up for your running backs.
Well, and I'll tell you, the other thing you love seeing is your receiver willing to give up his body like that. Like
Absolutely.
you said, in the heat of the moment, he knew he was going to get hit, went up, stuck the ball. Great first down.
Braylon Stevens on to kick the point after. Looks like we have what appears to be a flag on the play. Can't tell which side they're going to call it on here.
It looks like that flag came in from the umpire, so it's.
Looks like it's on Oliver Springs, and they're going to give us better.
We're going to go for two.
We're going to go
Yeah,
for
we
two.
Sure are, and why not?
Which I think that's a great decision. You're on the 1-yard line. You've got some great running backs. Get you a power formation right here. Get something that's going to punch this ball in and get you closer to where you want to be.
So we're looking at setting up this conversion from 1 yard out.
I don't think there's any deception here. I think both teams know what's about to happen. This is just hard-nosed, run the football. You got Mitchell,
to see
Cody
where
Lewis.
the defensive line lines up.
Secure the football.
Make the adjustment and two hands on the ball.
We send Click and Kaler off to the right. Sorry, not Click and Kaler. Kaler's in the backfield. We snap. Pitch out to Kaler.
And there.
Oh, he's got some daylight, and he can't get there. He gets brought down.
Oh, we got a personal foul in the back of the end zone. Somebody lost a helmet.
Somebody ripped Tyson Click's helmet off.
Looks like Oliver Springs is clapping, although I'm thinking. There was a flag on the ground. I don't know if they're picking it up.
I still see the flag off the back of the end zone. It appears it might be on the Royals. Tyson Click let his emotions get the best of him for a moment.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you're down there on the gridiron and somebody takes off your helmet, emotions can get the best of you.
It's not always the first guy. I didn't see the event happen. Not saying Tyson initiated or defended himself, but you never know. It's whatever they see, and whatever they saw on us. So penalty comes to us, which will affect our kickoff.
Now we're looking at 85 seconds to the half. We didn't convert the two-point play, and that's okay. I liked the aggression. I liked going for it. We had a great opportunity to punch it in for two. I don't love the penalty on the play.
That was on Oliver Springs, so we'll be kicking off a little closer.
Personal foul was on Oliver Springs. That's good to hear. And that is 3 penalties on the point after. And I think that definitely is going to have an impact. I think Bruton might be calling up an onside kick right here.
He might be. I'm just a little surprised we're not getting another attempt at that conversion. I guess that happened well after the play was whistled dead, so it's going to be a dead ball foul, so we don't get an opportunity to go for that conversion again. But
Braylon Stevens, the place kicker coming up. And Coach West, I know you're across the way from us, but I see Noel Meza Flores on this far side, and I think if we're on-siding it, Braylon might try to come around this ball and pop it up to Noel and just let him jump. So we will see what happens here. It appears we're getting our plus yardage here. Should be a 15-yard penalty. Puts us on their, excuse me. Try a 30-yard penalty. There must have been two flags.
Another flag on the play.
Another flag thrown. Coach West or Jetter, since Coach West, there he
That's going
is.
to be an unsportsmanlike on the Oliver Springs sideline.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, little adversity to the Royals through much of that first half. And while we saw some disappointment and lowered shoulders, we maintained our discipline. We're not seeing that from Oliver Springs here.
Jetter, can we kick an extra point or a field goal from where we're at
You
right
can't
now?
on the kickoff.
You can't?
You cannot. You cannot score on the kickoff through the uprights. No,
Then
sir.
I don't know why you don't go on. You try an onside kick here. You have to. You have to.
There's no real risk involved, right?
And I see Noel on this side. I think you just get Braylon to try to pop it up to him, although I don't. They're about to move it even more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to have the room for the onside kick. We're going to be on the 15-yard line.
Well, and from here, it's half the distance. So if they penalize again, we won't have 10 yards.
No. This is unique. I don't think I've ever seen this in a football game.
I'm with you, brother. I have never seen a kickoff from the opponent's 15.
That is
what we're looking at.
That is 60. That is almost 60 yards of penalties. I think it's just short.
Yeah.
I think it's 45 yards of penalties.
This would be the almost only time I've ever seen an onside kick that could score a touchdown on the onside kick.
You are correct.
Yes, sir.
And we've got a timeout, Oliver Springs. Coach, I'll be honest for a second. I thought we were going to have another penalty.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think the Oliver Springs sideline is making a good call here with that timeout.
Yep.
And it's probably a good thing we can't read lips at this point.
Absolutely. But once again, this is positive for your Royals. You're seeing Oliver Springs deteriorate right before the half. They face some adversity. They give up one big play, one touchdown, and they get 5 penalties out of it. That is quite the knock. And if you're Eagleton, you really start to think back over the quarter and think if we had managed it a little bit better, this could be a very different ball game. And coming out, it appears that Oliver Springs is rattleable. The 10-3 team, you can get to them. And it'll be interesting to see if we continue to try to do so.
Yeah, and again, we've got some great momentum to work with at halftime. I'm going to be excited to see how these Royals come out in the second half. But I will tell you, I don't know if I've ever seen 60 yards of field position in 0 seconds off the clock.
Well, we're going to see what the Royals do here. I can't imagine this is something that is in your playbook before the game. You're not really thinking about, hey, what if we're on the opposing 15 trying to do an onside kick? But we're going to see what Braylon Stevens has to do here. Braylon Stevens, also a soccer player here at Eagleton. And I was right, Coach. I think they're going to pop this up to Noel on the far side and make him go one-on-one. Just got to get him to the 5-yard line and let him jump.
I want to see that kicker get back as a sail. It looks like he sailed
Looks
it
like we're playing
right
it safe, or Braylon missed it, apparently. Stevens shakes his head, might have caught it to center. Tried to pop it up, caught it to center. You know, you're actually giving them better field position than where you kicked the ball from.
Right there, you put the ball on the ground and you just squib it.
Yeah.
You don't put it on a tee.
And based on his reaction, Coach, I think that's what he tried to do. You had mentioned he's a soccer player too. You know, it's hard to hit the top of that football, especially as a kicker who's used to hitting the meat of the ball.
Absolutely.
It's got to be side of the foot, and the ball has to be, if it's teed, it has to be teed low.
Yeah, absolutely teed low. But this will be interesting. I think you're going to see a series of handoffs here from Oliver Springs. I don't think they're going to take a shot at the big play. But you got Hammock behind center. The drop back. Bokey drops back. Pumps fakes. They do go for the big play. Wide open.
And
caught.
And that gets him out of the hole.
Matosin just overran him. You know, faced the penalty, threw his hand up. Could have gotten called for face guard, but he didn't.
Never found the ball.
Never found the ball. It was probably right to throw his hands down, but at that point, you know you're beat. You might as well just take him down and get a 15-yard penalty. Or is it spot of the foul in high school?
Oh, no, it's 15-yard.
Bokey rolls out to his right, passes it out in the flat to
Hammock, I think. Eddings making his presence known today. And that's going to be a first down. They're moving the chains. So that's another first down, 2 quick plays, and they're already in getting close to the kicker's range here at the 31-yard line headed in.
With 1 timeout left, which that's probably why you see them passing the ball. Getting a chance to stop the clock on an incomplete pass. You see Jordan Gray lined up one-on-one. Noel Meza Flores bracketed overhead. Rolls out. It's going to go to Jordan Gray. Doesn't have him. Rolls out to the right. Short pass, incomplete. Lots of pressure there by the Royals. I believe that is the sophomore Easton Britton on the pressure, along with, if I can see him turn around.
And that was awfully close to him being down by contact.
Oh, yeah, it looks
before he
like
got
Adam
the ball
Fife.
out.
Oh,
But
very close.
They're going to give him an incomplete pass on that, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. 32-yard line out.
54 seconds to go. They have one timeout, 2nd and 10. Boki has 3 out wide to his left. Jordan Gray on the far side all alone. Drops back, pass out into the flat. By Hammock caught. Lane Cope trying to fight for the ball. No whistle yet.
And that's going to be a loss of a few. He's back at the 37, 38-yard line. That's going to be a loss of about 6, and that's going to run the clock.
That's our Stinnett collision boom in the backfield. Almost forgot. And Oliver Springs is going to take a timeout. I think that's a very wise decision by Oliver Springs. Meanwhile, we'll talk about Stinnett Collision. Stinnett Collision, local company here in Maryville, help you with all your auto repair needs, anything you may need. That's why we give them the boom in the backfield for you. But a very good company, very supportive of Eagleton. We'd love it if you supported them as well.
And that does put the ball at the 38-yard line. And the reason we called that, Oliver Springs called that timeout is to preserve the little bit of clock we have left. So there's 39 and a half seconds to go. This will give them an opportunity to keep going down the field. Otherwise, that would have been really close to the end of the half without that timeout.
What are you thinking they're going to run out here, Jeff? Not to put you on the spot.
3rd and long here. They would love to erase that disaster that happened a few minutes ago. Really, they're only chink in the armor the first half. So it wouldn't surprise me to see on this 3rd and long play, they actually go for the big play downfield.
Yeah.
Now, it'd be safe to go for a running play, but they're out of timeouts. So
they've got a 2-back formation in the shotgun. Jordan Gray's near side to us with Wyatt Matosin on him. Colton Relation somewhat bracketing in the safety. You got 2 receivers out wide. I'd be interested. I'll be shocked. I bet they might run out of play action here. You got your 2 backs behind you, blocking, giving you time to make the pass. I think you might be right.
And at home, you may
Fake
see
handoff,
a 2nd down
action,
and 10 on the scoreboard.
little
but it's
in
3rd and
route.
16. So, and that's inbounds. So that's going to keep the clock rolling.
4th and 10, and I think you go. I think you're out of your kicker's depth here.
I don't know if they're going to have time. They're bringing some heavies on.
For Eagleton, you let it run.
They don't have an opportunity to stop the clock.
Looks like they're kicking.
They can't.
This will be interesting. And this is Boki kicking. This is not Goodman. Boki lines it up on the 36-yard line. This is a 46-yard kick. This is a big kick.
And he was the one who kicked it deep on the kickoff, so he must have the long leg.
Let's see if he's got it. Boki.
Ball's down.
Booms it.
Oh.
Nowhere near. Short.
And based on how short that was, I almost wonder if that was partially blocked. I can't.
And they're calling it down at the 1-yard line. That's interesting. Jetter, do you know the rule on that?
Yeah, if it was blocked, they can't advance it. I don't know if it was tipped at the line or not. I didn't see
It's definitely not
the
tipped.
referee or the umpire, but it was not a great kick. But you don't have a free kick like a punt if you're placing it. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. That's the end of the half. They're calling at the end of the half. The time expired during that loose ball. So our players are going to head into the locker room, get some cold water. I'm sure get some good coaching, a little bit of discipline, and we'll see how we come out on the second half.
And as we said, we thank you for joining us. We will enjoy the Royals band and color guard along with Oliver Springs first, their halftime show. The score is Oliver Spring Bobcats 24, your Royals with 6. We will look forward to a second half to resume here in about 20 or so minutes. We look forward to having you back, and we will see you shortly.
And it looks like Oliver Springs Marching Band is ready. We're going to go ahead and go live down to the field and listen to them as they play. right, that was the Oliver Springs Marching Band. Next up, we'll have our own Eagleton Royals Band here in just a minute. All right, we've got our Eagleton Royals Marching Band taking the field, led by Mr. John Gallagher and Miss Brittany Mackey. Our drum major, Lily Benson, continuing her role from last year. They'll be debuting their new composition of Phantom of the Opera tonight, something that they've been working on, I know, for a long time. We also have our color guard out there who I will tell you, I've seen practice just about every night. There's not too many people here later than I am, but they are always here. So really excited to get to see what they do this year. Without any further ado, we'll send it down to the field. All right, that was the ever wonderful Eagleton Marching Band. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right as we begin the second half.
So welcome back to the Eagleton Royals. As we come out of halftime, the lights are up, and this is Friday Night Lights in the South.
Yeah, we're back out here. I went down to the field, had some conversations with some different coaches, different administration. The weather down there is phenomenal. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better playing condition on August 22nd in 2025. I mean, it's breezy. It's around 80 degrees. It's a great weather to play football in, and hopefully we can start playing some great football in that great weather.
Well, we certainly had a lot to build on right there going into the half.
Absolutely, and I think that's just the key here for the Royals is taking your knocks, taking your medicine where you got it that quarter, that half, and improving from there.
Now, as Coach West mentioned, as we were headed into halftime, we are going to be sending the ball to Oliver Springs here to open the second half. So we'll see if we can get a quick defensive stop and maybe start building on the momentum we've started to develop.
Absolutely, and Oliver Springs has shown to be a very competent opponent. They went 10-3 last year, as we said. They've come out hot. You know, they've ran the ball well. They've taken care of the football. They've been very disciplined, aside from the moment we scored, where they racked up several unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Whereas the Royals, on the other hand, haven't been faulty per se in the way that we've been defending Oliver Springs. We just made our own mistakes. We've had 3 or 4 fumbles. We've had several big-time penalties, and we've just made these mistakes that really are shooting us in the foot.
Yeah, we really are. And again, it comes down to the timing of those mistakes. Some of those mistakes can basically disappear into the stat book. But when you get your first down and the next play you're turning the ball over, that is such a disheartening event for not only the player, but everybody who's out there on the field. And it's hard to recover that.
Absolutely. But Mason Mitchell behind quarterback, hopefully he's got his first quarter of starting high school football underway. Heard some talk. He's taking command of the offense. He's trying to lead them. But I think they just need to trust in the play calls here and trust in their coaches and follow what they're instructed to do. And ultimately just do 11 jobs at once and let the plays work themselves out.
And he's got some great ball accuracy. We saw him make some tough throws, again, just over the outstretched hands of some defenders. right into the hands or into the breadbasket as appropriate on some of those crossing routes. So he's got the ball accuracy. We just need to give him the time and the opportunity to make those plays.
Absolutely. And as Coach Childs and Coach Bruton are walking away from the Eagleton huddle, you got a players-only huddle there. You got to think that these boys have got to stop riding the roller coaster. They've got to decide that they're going to be a train, and they're just going to keep moving forward. They're going to keep on rolling. They're going to go over bumps and hills and valleys, but they're going to continue moving forward as a unit. Body language has to be positive. Effort has to be positive. Attitude has to be positive. And that's the key to any team, whether it's a sports team or otherwise. And these Royals are coached that. So it's interesting to see this quarter how they respond.
And you're showing your coaching chops there a little bit, Mac. That is a great coaching metaphor. Get on the train. Let's keep going forward.
Absolutely. Well, you know, baseball is a very similar sport. Game of failure. You know, I coach baseball in the spring, and we teach our boys, hey, if you fail 7 times out of 10 at the plate, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. And football is likewise. You know, not every play is going to be successful. Not every drive is going to be successful. But if you give up, then ultimately you will be unsuccessful.
Yeah, and I'm sure you don't preach that we're going to win on the home run. We're going to win on the base hit, the sacrifice, the walks. That's how we're going to win.
Absolutely. And I look forward to seeing the Royals attempt to win each down, win each play, win each drive, and hopefully win the game. They've got an uphill climb. 24-6 is not a slight deficit. You're down by 3 scores or better, and you're gonna have to string some stuff together, and you're gonna have some positive plays, and it's not gonna happen in one play.
Amen to that. But Coach, going into half, this could have been a much worse scenario. We could have been looking at 31-0 here. Instead, it's an 18-point deficit, well within reach, with a little discipline and some of that small ball I think you guys talk about in baseball, right?
Absolutely. Braylon Stevens lines up and sends it deep. A very well kick for the sophomore, caught by Jordan Gray. Jordan Gray brings it out. He's got some speed. He stumbles. We miss him on the edge. Noel Meza Flores pushes him out of bounds. I see a flag in the backfield. Maybe a block in the back if we're fortunate. Looks like a block in the back on Oliver Springs.
Yeah, good call. Good eyes there, Coach. So that's going to back them up. That's going to get them well within within the 20-yard line, probably closer to the 15.
Absolutely. And Oliver Springs very disciplined throughout the first quarter, other than one moment after we scored where they racked up 5 penalties. That's their first penalty within 4 seconds of this half in this quarter. So it'll be interesting to see how these Bobcats hold up. You look at their sideline, Jetter, and you don't see a lot of numbers. Now, same for us. We've got more numbers, but it's not like they're all out there at once, and we got a lot of guys playing both sides. But it'll be interesting to see if they tire.
Yeah, and that always comes into play, especially this point of the season. It's hot out there. You're playing both sides of the ball. And after the penalty, it looks like they're going to be backed up to the 10-yard line. By far, Oliver Springs' worst starting field position.
Absolutely. Bokey behind center here with 2 running backs at his side. Takes a snap and hands it off. It actually drops back for pass. Passes it off to Jet. Checks down. Charges forward for a gain of 10. They get back their penalty.
And it looks like he's going to stretch out for a first down there. So he's just outside the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Oliver Springs.
Absolutely. But well defended. They just left the check down man. You know, on a play action pass, we didn't bite. We had a guy in the backfield pressuring Bokey, had to check it down. Everybody else was covered. Still broke off for a gain of 10, though. I formation, Bokey hands off. Looks like Hammock on the carry, pushes forward for a gain of 4.
And that'll get him out close to the 30 here. We're going to be looking at 2nd down and medium, maybe 4 or 5 to go for the first down. Would have liked to have seen a little more pressure on that pass last play, but certainly not a bad effort there on the run up the middle.
I see Jordan Gray near side here. Relation shading up over the middle. Matosin's playing off him. I'll be interested if we don't see a shot here. Bokey takes a snap, play action pass. Jordan Gray, out route.
He slips on the catch, but it's a nice.
Incomplete. They're ruling that incomplete.
Bounced off the turf.
Great play. Pass comes up short, and that's several times we've seen Bokey leave it short, and it's interesting to see if they continue to try to push the 10-plus passes or continue to play it short. The first one he had was an interception, and then that one there fell short. both because of short passes.
And quarterback pulled the string a little bit on that pass. If he'd have led him, he certainly had room to make that catch, but left it behind the receiver a little bit and caused him to fall down and fumble that ball.
Absolutely. Shotgun formation here. Bokey takes a snap. He's got 3 receivers out wide. Easton Britton's in the backfield. Can't get him down. Tyson Click pursuing out to the left. He's going to throw it up the middle. Caught by Eddings, who gets hit and pushed. Brought down by Kendall Click there, but I believe I saw a block it in the back, which is going to bring that one back for us happily. Easton Britton, the sophomore, came through the offensive line unchecked.
Yeah, he had him wrapped up by the ankles there. The quarterback made a great move to escape there. But you're right. That's going to be against Oliver Springs. Yeah, Coach.
Hey, Luke, can you guys hear me now?
A little bit better, yes.
No bad news, but look over the tree line, and there's lightning.
Yeah, I saw that little flash, too. I didn't want to say anything because that would have made it real.
That's what I told John Kobe. I said, it's either raining or Braylon Stevens just spit on me.
Well, hopefully that storm pushes on out and leaves us with some clear weather. But they've got 3rd down and 6 again, a repeat of downs there because of the block in the back.
Got an equipment failure here. The referee's helping out the quarterback get his pads back on. So we'll get a start a play here. There's the whistle, and we should see this 3rd down play. Now, this is a great opportunity for Eagleton to stop here, gain possession with some pretty good field position.
Absolutely. I think I'm looking for a handoff here. Bokey drops back, flags pass, short pass out to Jordan Gray. Matosin brings him out of bounds. It's short of the 1st down. That is a great push out of bounds. Tough call here.
Yeah, he's going to be short by about 2 yards.
Oh, they're going.
Yeah, I kind of think with an 18-point lead here, you got 2 yards to make the line of gain, and they're already at the line of scrimmage.
Might see a hard count here. And we got them.
And it looks like there might have been some movement on the offensive line.
I think it was 77 and White.
That is beneficial. Once again, Oliver Springs racking up the penalties here.
And that'll make this a much tougher go.
Now, if they go here, guys, we can get back in this game if we can get them out of here.
Yeah,
what an opportunity.
And this is what might be the 6th attempt at a play within this set of downs. And they're going to punt here. Back deep is Wyatt Matosin.
I think that's the right call.
Wyatt Matosin last year was an excellent punt return man. He was a main return guy for us. Matosin averaged 25.2 yards per return with a long of 87. So he has the potential to break one off here. Let's hope he does. High snap, pushes the punter back. Kick is off in the air. Good punt. Really good punt.
He did get away a good punt.
Matosin leaves it. Favorable bounce for Oliver Springs. Going to roll back.
Decision. You hate to see that. That was a bad decision. That cost us about
poorly played right there.
Yep, that cost about 15, 18 yards just from where a fair catch even would have been a better decision.
Once again, back to my baseball roots there. If you're Matosin, I almost think you back up a little bit. Play it a little deeper. You haven't seen a punt yet today. Play him deep. It's easier to run forward than it is to run back.
Every time.
That sets the Royals up on the 15-yard line. Excuse me, the 10-yard line. Quite the drive ahead of them, but a good opportunity to go 90 yards and score a touchdown.
Yeah, and this is another one of those drives, another one of those opportunities where we don't need 90 yards. We need the next 1st down, so we need 11.
One at a time.
11 yards at a time, and we'll march right down the field.
Mitchell lines up for his first opportunity. Relation to his left. Mitchell takes the snap, hands off to Relation. Relation's got a little room to run and charges forward for a gain of 4 and a bit. That's a good start.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great opening call, too. Doesn't put anything at risk. We're deep in our own territory. It's a sure handoff. It doesn't even bring the pitch into play.
Yep. Tried and true with Relation there. The experienced senior opens up the 2nd quarter for the Royals with a positive play. Puts them up with 2nd and medium. And let's see what the Royals line up once again. Bokey lines up with what appears to be Relation next to him. Takes the snap, hands off to Relation. They run it again, but this time he is stopped in the backfield by Hammock of Oliver Springs Bobcats. Shot right through the offensive line.
Yeah, and that play worked well last time. They saw it coming this time, Shot through the offensive line untouched and hit him in the backfield right away.
Yeah, Hammock, the sophomore, right there, playing in the linebacker position, but came up and shot right through the gap. Can't. It's really hard to block 2 men at once. So tough assignment there for the offensive line. Sets them back to 3rd and 8, which is you're gonna have to try to convert right here.
Yeah, and again, this quarterback Mitchell, he's got the arm accuracy. Certainly has the arm strength. I'd like to see a high percentage play here.
And I see somebody in the gap. Right, Matosin's in the slot right there.
Oop.
A high pass, ran the route to the first down marker just a little bit too far, hitched it back, and they read it.
And we've seen some success out of Mitchell rolling to his left, which you don't see all that often, rolling to his weak side like that. But he's been successful with it. Now, that time, I think he made a poor decision throwing into double coverage, and he put that ball at risk. An incomplete pass might have been the best thing that happened there.
Mesa Flores lines up for another punt once again. A new addition to the Royals team, Noel Mesa Flores. He's a junior. Been a great punter for us, great addition. Looking for him to get him at least backed it up to the 50 here. But they've got 2 puntmen here. They're anticipating maybe a short punt, or maybe they're having a blocker for their punt.
It's a good snap.
Noel punts
and
it.
It's
blocked.
And it's blocked right on the goal line.
But Noel grabs it and gets out of bounds. It's going to put Oliver Springs on the 1-yard line.
It sure is. Almost would have liked to have seen him getting that in the end zone and getting giving up the safety there instead of the 1-yard line.
And once again, that's an in the moment call for a high school kid who's new to football. You know, very hard to think, oh, well, I'll give them a score to save another score, but still great effort, great hustle by Mesa Flores to recover the kick. I'm just going to be honest, it looked like he got it off pretty decently fast. They must have just shot right through and got back there. He may have not been deep enough with the short territory.
Yeah, and you got to think he was trying to go for the big punt too. So he's going to get a little lower trajectory to try to get that distance, try to get us out of danger, and might have just left that trajectory a little low.
But we've got stopped there. Oliver Springs uses a fullback there, number 71. Dalton Reynolds, the senior, in at a fullback position to try to punch it in the I formation. Have not seen him in that.
So there's 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line.
They'll go again and give it to him, and we'll stop him short again. Tyson Click stops him short.
And the linesmen come in and put him at the half-yard line. We got to be careful shuffling players in and out here in our own end zone. That was pretty close.
Now, you tried 2 fullback dives. I almost feel like this time you fake the fullback dive and you pitch it out to Hammock or Jet behind you, and you just try to get out to the edge, and they do. Yep. Out to Jet, and he's going to have plenty of green grass.
Yep, great call, Coach. So, again, a self-inflicted wound by the Royals leads to a score for Oliver Springs.
After a great defensive stop. I mean, a great defensive effort on Oliver Springs' first drive. You get pinned deep in your own own territory after a miscue on a punt. Then you go 3 and out, blocked punt. It's just, once again, a series of unfortunate events here as Goodman gets the kick up and good for the point after, which puts Oliver Springs at 31 points to your Royals 6. Which, if I'm coaching, and every coach faces this at some point in time, you're going to be down big at some point in the season, at some point in your career. Your players are going to be down big. What you got to preach here is you got to preach control what you can control. Do your job. Don't worry about breaking off the big play. Put your head down. Don't look at the scoreboard. Don't worry about a 25-point deficit. Just put your head down, do your job, and look up at the scoreboard here in about 30, 40 minutes whenever we get through this game, and see if you can make any type of improvements and glean any type of information from this performance.
Yeah, and we could certainly make an effort here. One score doesn't necessarily get us to a tie ball game, but it certainly shows a lot of moral character.
Absolutely. And once again, in high school football, you're focused on winning your conference games. This is Oliver Springs. They're not in our conference. This is not a game that you per se have to win. That's going to determine your rankings within your district. But this, you obviously want to win every football game. But this is a great opportunity, a great opening game against a good opponent to find out what your team's medal is. As Boki sends the kick deep to Lane Cope. I'd love to see Lane Cope bust out a nice run here. Lane gets shoestringed, but makes his way forward to about the 35. A solid return. Solid effort from Lane Cope. Still have not seen his feet get moving as fast as he can go, which in football, that can be challenging.
Yeah, but you're looking at 17 to 20 yards on that return. That's not bad at all.
No,
He had
not
good
at all.
field vision, too. So he was looking upfield, looking for his opportunities, and took what he could.
This is gut check time right here, fellas.
Amen.
Absolutely. And when you're here, you want to limit mistakes. You want to play clean football. You want to execute your job, as I was saying, and just glean some positives here. So Mitchell's behind center. He's got Kaler back there with him, along with Relation.
Oliver Springs is showing pressure off the right
Mitchell
side.
takes the snap, drops back, checks down to Kaler behind him. Kaler's got some room to work, and Kaler's got some speed. We have not seen that yet. We've got a flag. I'm going to be shocked if that's not a holding call. So our referees, officials are going to meet here to figure out the call.
Blocking the back
on Eagleton.
There was no need for that, honestly.
Wes, you're down there on the sideline. I see you putting in the work. What's the vibe feel like on the sideline right now for the Royals? What are you sensing?
It's tough. You're one score away from the mercy rule, so that's tough to get it up. So we just got to figure out, because it's not about this game, Luke. It's about the next one and what you build toward.
Coach, tell us a little about the mercy rule for the listeners that might not understand high school football and how it works nowadays.
Second half, I believe it's 30.
Is it running clock or is it pure mercy?
Running clock.
Running clock. That's what I thought. After 30. Mitchell here with 1st and 20. Don't have to get all 20 in one go. Mitchell takes the snap, drops back, varies his option, passes it out to Kaler, who is pretty well covered. That looked like that play had one guy to go to, and he did his checks, and his eyes were right on him.
So we're looking at 2nd down and 20 yards to go here. And again, not an opportunity or not a great time to go for all 20. All we need to do is get about 8 to 10, and we're back in business.
Miller's got 4 out wide with Relation with him in the backfield. Mitchell takes the snap, drops back, throws it over the middle to Wyatt Matosin, and just a miscue on pass accuracy. Played it to his outside shoulder. Matosin cut in. I think he threw it at the right time. I think Matosin just wasn't expecting it at that time.
Yeah, and that was one of those few times we've seen Mitchell a little inaccurate there. He did throw it behind his receiver, although if he let him too much, he was throwing it right into the safety's hands.
Absolutely. I think Matosin he knew when he was looking, he knew his yard line, he knew what he was going to do. Mitchell just saw him open a little bit sooner. Which comes with some instincts as a receiver. You see yourself in open grass, it might be a good time to look at your quarterback and see if you got a chance. But now we've got 3rd and 20. Charlie going to look up to get pretty close to the first down here. Mitchell drops back over the top here to Lane Cope, and it's too far.
That's
inaccurate pass to Jackson Jett, intercepted. Jackson Jett's going to make a play for the end zone here. Can we stop him? We cannot.
And that will bring up the mercy rule, Coach.
And that's unfortunate from Miller. He had Lane Cope to the outside of the field, and he just played the pass over the top towards the center, too close to the safety. I think you just got to give Lane Cope the chance to run under that ball out to the sideline. He played it too safe with the pass. And that's, once again, that's a trust thing. You got to get to know your receivers, trust that your guys are going to run after the ball, and you don't have to throw it to where they are. You just got to anticipate where they should be when that ball gets to them.
Yeah, and I think he's coming out a little tentative. There was a little too much air under that one. That will put us down 32.
As Goodman sends the kick up and through.
So that will institute the mercy rule, and if that goes into effect immediately, what we'll see here is no stoppage of the clock. The game clock will continue to run except on timeouts.
Now, I could be wrong. In the past, it was 35, but I'm almost certain last year they lowered it to 30.
Yes,
That
I
is
can
true.
confirm that. It is 30. We both got you up here, Coach. We'll support you whenever you need us. We've got a time in the huddle here. It'd be a great time for us to shout out a few sponsors if we get the chance. Recognize the loving supporters who are able to support Eagleton here. We'd love to tell you about Salsaritas. They're our Red Zone sponsor, which we have been in the Red Zone a few times. Haven't got the chance to throw them up there. Salsaritas actually sponsored our hospitality room tonight. We had a nice serving of nachos, steak, chicken, burritos, chips, salsa, the whole 9 yards. They hooked us up. PrintFX also does a lot of graphic design here at Eagleton. They've done the gym, they've done the baseball field banners, windscreens. A great company that really does great work. We'd love for you to check them out for all your print FX graphics and design needs. As Oliver Springs prepares to send this one deep for, once again, about the 6th, 7th time tonight. Bokey sends this one deep. Lane Cope takes it. I'd like to see him just drive hard here. Gets out to the left, cuts it back in. Another solid return.
Yeah, out to about the 31. I don't see any penalties on that play, which is good.
And once again, I don't think you're forfeiting this game yet, Jetter, to say anything. But you're certainly looking at what can we start doing positive? What is something that Eagleton can take from this game? So we're going to see them come out and continue to drive forward, preparing for what is hopeful to be a good rest of the third quarter and fourth quarter. But I think as a coach, you're also looking forward and trying to find some highlights, trying to find some positives, giving some players opportunities that can maybe help you out the rest of the season that haven't gotten those opportunities yet.
Yeah, and that's a great point. We can actually pull out some things that maybe we wouldn't have tried in a close game that we could try here to see if they're effective, see if they're going to work.
It's a great play by Matosin, I think, to pat that down. Mitchell just kind of skittish. I think he had a second or two more before he dropped back. He just saw 79, which is for Oliver Springs. That's Nathaniel Fletcher, the senior, breaking through the line. Whenever you see a 6'2" guy coming at you, I think it's a good idea to back up. But just got to get comfortable in that box. But a great decision by Matosin, the veteran senior, to bat that pass down instead of allowing it to go over his head.
Yeah, and I don't think he was the intended receiver for Mitchell there. We had 0 over the top. And I think that's where Mitchell was trying to reach. So you're absolutely right. Matosin going up and just knocking that down and getting out of danger was a good decision.
Mitchell drops back, lofts it up to Lane Cope. Pass comes up short. Lane Cope can't come up with it. Almost an excellent play. Some interesting hands play there by number 2, Trey Davis, on the coverage. Number 7, excuse me, was it 7?
I'm not sure who it was over there on the defense. I'll tell you, I don't hate the no call there. Normally, I would complain about that as an interference or face guarding, but the officials are consistently calling that.
Absolutely.
We had one in the first half that looked very similar, and it wasn't called against the Royals, so you can't really fault these guys for letting them play.
Absolutely. But a great effort by Lane Cope. Once again, Mason Miller, underthrown pass. I think he's just got to trust that Lane Cope is going to get to those footballs. 3rd and 10 here. Mitchell takes the pass, drops back.
Plenty of time.
Looks at taking a shot, doesn't. Rambles out to his right, throws it over the middle. Tough pass. Wyatt Matosin on the almost catch and tackle to break up the interception there. Puts you at 4th and 10 on your own 30. You know,
I hate to say it, but Matosin made another great defensive play as the wide receiver.
And we're going to run Noel out there to punt here again. Mesa Flores, once again, had a blocked punt this last time. I don't hate this idea either. You know, you'd think, well, we're down by a lot, might as well go for it. Well, Noel can kick it about 30, 40 yards, maybe even 50 if he gets it good. Gives your defense a chance to get a stop and maybe even puts you further down the field. So Mesa Flores on the kick, the punt here. Hopefully he gets this one off in time with no block.
Yeah, and again, your head coach, Childs, is down there, and he's looking at these guys as if this is a close game. So you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to just give it away at this point. You don't want to just, we're going to take unnecessary risks and get it even further out of control. We want to play as if it's a close game and see what we're made of. Can we win the fourth quarter? So maybe we don't win the game, but can we win the fourth quarter? And that will tell all these the coaching staff here at the Royals, what these guys are made of.
Absolutely. And we're entering a timeout here. Just some dead time here to talk about the Royals and what we're planning to do this year. Next week they play at home again to take on McMinn Central, I believe. But as they do that, love to tell you about a few advertisements. MoWorks Outdoor Equipment and Repair, another great company that does a lot for Eagleton, does a lot for students that graduated from Eagleton. For all your MoWorks needs, everything you need to do out with any outdoor equipment, they can help you out. So give them a shout, located locally in Maryville, not too far from you. Mesa Flores comes out to punt, and I'm not familiar with the depth punting, but Noel almost looks a little close for me. But we'll see how it goes.
Well, and a lot of that has to do with the confidence of your long snapper here, Coach.
That's a good point.
So if he's getting a little,
what a punt! That's a great punt by Noel.
Punt.
Received by Jordan Gray.
And
Muffed.
It's on the ground.
Muffed.
It looked like
wow.
he got on it quickly.
A good punt by Mesa Flores. Let's do some math here. That was roughly about, if I'm doing the math, that's a 50-yard punt by Mesa Flores there. Muffed by Jordan Gray, the senior. Probably just thought run right before he thought catch. But a good recovery by them to maintain possession. Good effort by the Royals. Another great punt by Mesa Flores. Not that you ever want to be phenomenal at punting, but it's a valuable part of the game, and it's very glaring if you are not excellent at punting.
Yeah, and there are some elite punters that have kept professional or collegiate teams in contention just by flipping the field. So
absolutely, it
nice
wouldn't be a position if it wasn't important. Royals unprepared for the snap there. Hammock on the carry, powers forward. Takes 4 Royals to bring him down for a gain of 7. Hammock's a powerful back. I mean, they've got a good little lineup here of guys who can just run. Hammock, a sophomore, a young guy who seems to be making great strides over at Oliver Springs. It'll be very interesting to watch his career over the next 2 years, including this year, seeing how he develops.
And again, Oliver Springs taking advantage of the Royals putting their hands on their hips. So they're going to get up to the line of scrimmage quickly, see if they can catch us on our toes.
And I see Wyatt Matosin on Jordan Gray here. I'd be interested if they don't try to take a shot, but they hand it off to Hammock again and let him run for another gain of a few inches, half a yard, puts him at 3rd and short. I think
that's going to leave us about 75 seconds here before the end of the 3rd.
And I think they push for a first down right here, and then they might try to take the top off this thing and get down the field quick.
Well, with the clock running regardless, they don't really have to worry about conserving time, the end of the quarter, or anything like that. So they certainly have their opportunities open to them.
And they take a timeout. And probably a good opportunity here if you're Oliver Springs. You're in a 3rd and short situation. And once again, forget the score. This is an opportunity in a game, regardless of score. Hey, let's execute a 3rd and short as if this game was neck and neck. And if you're Eagleton, you're thinking the same thing defensively. What would we do in 3rd and short if it was 7-7 with 44 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter? Because you might have that situation later this year.
Yeah, and we got to show a little heart. Like I said, all we need to do from here on out is win the 4th quarter. Winning the game is going to be a stretch. Winning the 4th quarter, that's something our guys can do.
Absolutely, and sometimes, not that you ever want to lose football games, but a punch in the mouth can sometimes show you what you're made of. And so this Royals team, facing a tough Oliver Springs team, Coach Childs did them no favors. You schedule a 10-3 team. I don't think you're expecting that to be an easy game, an easy win.
No, you never are. It wouldn't be a terrible thing to have about a 20-minute bus ride after this, though.
There's
a lot can happen on those bus rides to build character.
Oliver Springs lines up for their 3rd and short here. Eagleton running out the same defense that we've seen throughout the entire game. You got Mesa Flores over top with Colton Relation. You got an I formation here from Oliver Springs. Hand off to Hammock. He pushes through, and I think he stopped short there.
I agree with you. I think he's short. It looks like both the linesmen are coming in right on the 40-yard line, and I don't see anybody. He just pressed the chains.
Really?
Oh, nope, he put them back. He pressed them. The chains started moving, and he put them back. Now he's pressed him again. So that's going to be a first down for Oliver Springs.
That was not a first down.
No, I agree with you, Coach. I think they were short by about
that was a let's keep the clock running.
And I think that's on your linesman on the Eagleton side. He's got to see that guy
and
stopped
they're not
short
going to
and
get
go
this
out there
up.
and make
Well,
that call.
maybe they are. No, they're not going to get this up before the end of the quarter. So we'll take a short break here at the end of the third quarter.
As we end the third quarter, your Oliver Springs Bobcats are up 38 on your Eagleton Royals to 6. I think if you're Eagleton, you're just looking to regroup. And you're looking to, as Jeff, as you said so often, you're looking to win the fourth quarter. You're looking to win the next drive. You're looking to win this drive. You're really looking to find something positive from this outing that you can take into next week's practice to help you prepare for McMinn Central. What worked, what didn't work.
And it builds on the theme you've been saying throughout the game, Coach, and that is, we've got to build that character. We've got to build on the positive.
For Oliver Springs, I think that this game, the tape of this game, the story of this game has been greatly influenced by Eagleton. Oliver Springs has come out and done their job for the most part. Eagleton has just came up short in a few different areas, but you eliminate those mistakes in the next week, and you end up with a different outcome of this game had those mistakes been eliminated, which we look forward to seeing them eliminated next week.
And Oliver Springs made a lot of mistakes, 6 or 7 of them, but it was all on one play after we scored that touchdown.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Boki takes a snap, hands off to Hammock, who charges up the middle for a gain of a generous 3.
Yeah, and that was a nice wrap and tackle. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was 44. I think that's Trevor, isn't it?
Tyson Click.
Tyson Click.
But once again, you're in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes, less than 12 minutes to go. I'm interested to see what this Royals team is made of. Do they keep fighting? As Boki goes deep here to Jordan Gray. He's covered up.
Double coverage.
No call there.
Yeah.
Quite the handsy interaction.
Again, that was a good no call. I didn't see a whole lot of contact with the receiver. They had him bracketed well. Both the defenders were looking back towards the ball. The way they've been calling this game, that's a consistent no call for them.
Absolutely.
And
Jordan Gray down with a cramp, it appears. Definitely hoping that he is okay and it is nothing serious, as the Oliver Springs trainers are out to treat him accordingly, as we'll have a injury timeout here for Jordan Gray.
And that is the opportunity that will stop the clock. You hate to see somebody down on the field. It looks like we're fighting some cramps over here on the near sideline as well. But that is the one time the mercy rule stops the clock.
The Eagleton energy, however, at the pep rally, I hear we have a decent student section this year. Our cheerleaders and band are doing a great job. The energy is surrounding ECCA as a program, as a school, whether it be academics, whether it be athletics, whether it be just students getting excited about school and performing and doing their best. It's great to see the energy coming from our band and student section, regardless of a score.
And the injured player for Oliver Springs did get off on his own power. He took a knee right off the sideline, but it looks like he'll be all right, and I agree. I think he's fighting cramps in this heat.
Absolutely, and they've got third and medium as Boki rolls out to his right. Nowhere to throw it. It kind of spikes it into the ground, just sort of Sieber.
And that was a good safe throwaway by the Oliver Springs quarterback there. He could have tried to force something in there, which may have presented an opportunity for Eagleton. So that was probably a good idea to throw that in the turf.
Boki doing it all here for Oliver Springs as he drops back to punt. Looks like we're going to be sending Wyatt Matosin deep with Lane Cope just shortly in front of him. Last punt played pretty deep from Boki. I would be interested to see where Matosin lines up. As I said, it's easier to run forward than backward right now. He's anticipating about a 60-yard punt. Boki sends it deep, and that is another great punt. Matosin on the catch, rolls out to his right.
He
Got
does
some
get
room
it
to
with some
run.
momentum forward this time, though.
Goes
so.
out of bounds smartly, right around the 37-yard line, which a very, once again, veteran Wyatt Matosin. No need to cause a collision there in a 38-6 game. Takes the ball out of bounds and lives to see another day. As Matosin comes off with cramp.
Yeah, it looks like he's hopping a little bit.
Which gives, I believe, Parker Lewis a chance to see some action in the slot, who we have not seen much from today. Mason Mitchell behind center in the shotgun with Jackson Kaler beside him. Slight jump there by the defensive line.
Got back on time, no contact.
Handoff to Kaler out to the left. Kaler's got
Nice
some room
block.
to run. Looks like Kaler's going to come up with that little help on a push for a gain of 7. That's some positive yards. I think Kaler is going to be a big difference maker this year.
And Cole put a block on the defender there that really sprang that play.
Yeah, and that play's dependent on that block. You know, you're leaving that side open. He's got to hit that guy and knock him off balance, off track. As Mitchell lines up in the backfield again with Kaler. Parker Lewis out there as well.
Second and short. Let's see what we can do with that.
Mitchell takes a snap, throws it over at top. Lane
Wide
Cope leaves
open,
it way short.
That's a long throw across the field.
But Lane Cope had him beat. And that's where Mitchell's got to realize he has just got to launch it down the field for Lane and let him run under it. But almost a great defensive play there by Trey Davis, the sophomore for Oliver Springs on the interception. Picked up the ball, stopped chasing Lane, and tried to come up with an interception.
Yeah, but I couldn't agree with you more. And Mitchell's going to develop into that. That play's going to be there throughout the season, and he'll get some more air under that.
We got a tight formation here for the Royals as Mitchell's going to take the handoff in third and short, hands it to Kaler. Kaler's got to find some room to run, gets out to the outside, tries to bust it outside, but is brought down on the play there by Trey Davis, the sophomore once again, but not before a G.T. Shelley first down there for the Eagleton Royals.
Yeah, so we get a fresh set of downs here, about a yard shy of midfield.
More positives there. Jackson Kaler making his presence known. Wyatt Matosin still off on the sideline, stretching out. Mitchell behind center. First and 10 for the Royals. Mitchell takes the snap, rolls out to his left. He's got Parker Lewis open with some room to run. Parker Lewis goes out to the left. Brought down around the 31 with a horse collar tackle call, I believe, about being called.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a personal foul against Oliver Springs. Another 15 yards, and that'll get us inside the red zone. The who red zone?
The Salsaritas red zone after we see how this call goes. Which, once again, that's just an Oliver Springs penalty of effort. You're trying to bring him down, get your hand in the wrong spot, cause a horse collar tackle. But a great job by Parker Lewis. I believe his first reception of the game. Honestly, just a great route. He was in the slot, played a little out route, a little 5-yard out route. He was cushioned, had some room to run, and made the most of it.
Oh.
The flag has been waved off, so Salsaritas will not get that red zone just yet.
We'll make them earn it.
Noel Meza Flores on the left side here. There's definitely a mismatch on Noel Meza Flores. Number 25, which for Oliver Springs is Brian Stratton, is much smaller and not as strong as Noel, but there is a bracket above them by Eli Richardson, which just means that the safety is kind of shadowing above the DB.
Well, and again, we see that big play on the previous play. Mitchell rolling out to his left.
We're going for Noel. We lofted it up. Mitchell lofts it up.
Oh, that was some early contact, and there's the flag.
Early contact, a flag thrown. What looked like a great ball, though.
Yeah, the ball was well thrown. The defender was in a good position. Had he not pushed him out of bounds early, he could have turned and made a play on that ball. But I think that's going to get us the 15 yards we had just discussed.
Well, they picked up the horse collar flag, and now we're going to add the pass interference against Oliver Springs. Oliver Springs now with 9 penalties throughout this game.
The football gods call that karma.
They do indeed. They do indeed, as the official is going to move the ball up to the 22-yard line, just shy of the red zone. But the Royals are stringing together a positive drive here, finding some positives, finding some guys the opportunity to show, like Parker Lewis there, seeing Jackson Kaler in the backfield. Let's see if they can cap off this fourth quarter drive and potentially leave the fourth quarter positive. Mitchell lined up to take the snap. He takes it, hands it off to Kaler to the left. Kaler pushes through the line of scrimmage and gets some gain. A gain of roughly 8 on the play. And like I said, Kaler, new to Eagleton this year, came to us from, I believe, Greenback, and he's performing as we hoped he would. He's doing a great job. We're very glad he is here and interested to see how he produces throughout the year, as the Royals have 2nd and 1 on the 13th.
This drive, we're looking at 50 all-purpose yards so far on this drive.
I'd like to
see a little
see
bit of penalty, a little bit of rush, a little bit of pass, and you like to see that.
I'd like to see a fade to Noel here and try to just play him up to the ball, but Mitchell rolls out to his right.
Directing traffic.
He's got what appears to be Lane Cope open.
Touchdown.
And that is the Lane Cope right there with a Mower Works touchdown for Lane Cope. As we said before the game, Lane Cope led the team in receiving touchdowns last year. He gets his first of the game, first of the year, the senior with his first score, first time touching that blue turf in the end zone. That is very positive for Eagleton.
Coach West, I'd lost track of you down there on the field, but would that turn off the mercy rule now that we're within 30?
West must be MIA. We'll have to go check some local nursing homes to try to find him. But yes, nice. That will. I'll answer your question, Jared. That will turn off the mercy rule because we will be within 30 now. As Braylon Stevens lines up for a bad snap. Braylon, just get down, buddy. Don't get hurt. There we go. Once again, we're seeing some ball security issues, some snap issues,
yes,
and a couple miscues, special teams. It's those little things that whenever you do them all and you have those all little mistakes, you have some issues. But as you can see, the Eagleton Royal student section is what might be the largest student section I've ever seen here at Eagleton in our 2 years of having 4 grades in our high school. That's a good turnout. And I'll be honest with you, I'm impressed. 6 minutes left in the game. It's a 38-12 game, and we've still got students hanging out.
Yep, nobody's going home yet, that's for sure.
Once again, we want to thank our camera workers, the AV Club, which is ran by the one and the only Scott West. These are all high school students running the cameras here. Every camera angle that you see, every shot that we take, is a high school student behind the camera who is learning and advancing their skills in the audio-visual world. The broadcast is mainly ran by, well, teenagers. We just get to talk about it and press buttons to run ads.
I do like to talk.
I enjoy talking too. But a positive there for the Royals. We haven't converted a PAT yet. We went for 2 on the first touchdown after some penalties by Oliver Springs. Poor snap on that PAT. Braylon Stevens wasn't able to kind of get his feet under him with PAT, but he's lining up on the 40 here to kick it deep. The junior hoping to pin Oliver Springs back a little bit. So he sends it deep, a good kick to the 15-yard line, caught by Jordan Gray. Jordan Gray tries to find some room, but is eventually brought down by number 13, which is Rylan Lowe.
So that's going to set Oliver Springs up on their own 26-yard line.
And we had a good offensive drive right there. I really love to see the defense string together a 3-and-out. I think that a 3-and-out would be beautiful. I think that you try to get them stopped before the 50-yard line. You force a punt. You get the ball back in your hands. You run a 2 or 3 minute drill and try to run the ball back down the field. But I'm guessing you're going to see a series of runs here from Oliver Springs just to eat at the clock and let time run.
That would certainly be the wise decision with under 6 minutes to go.
Right. They even sub in a new quarterback. They sub out Jordan Gray, a bad snap.
Bad snap.
Number 4, your quarterback in for the game right now is Eli Richardson.
He did get that pass off, and it was complete. And it looks like they're going to get about 9 yards on that busted play.
To Carson Sieber there, the pass was complete. And just one of those plays where you see the ball on the ground and everybody bites. Instead of holding where you're at and letting your offensive linemen go to work, everybody bit. And good job on Richardson there. He's a young guy. He's a sophomore, but a good play to keep his composure and make some positive out of a negative. Richardson takes the snap. Another low snap. They're down on it. That's number 22 on the recovery, which is Sam Tippins, another sophomore.
So he's going to lose about 3 or 4 on that. But again, that was good discipline. Get on the ball. Don't lose possession. Don't give up the disaster like you had mentioned earlier in the game.
And under center is number 58 for Oliver Springs, which is I don't actually see him on their roster, so we don't have his number here or his name to be able to recognize him that I can see. So we will have to wish that man good luck as the snap is to Eli Richardson. Straight back to him, a quarterback run, and he's brought down. Which once again, this is Oliver Springs' second string, and that's to be considered. But that's positive for the Royals. I can see some different numbers in there. I see Daniel Nelson out there. See Mitchell Wilson, I believe. And you see some different guys out there taking the field, making some plays, and getting those positive reps in, giving them another opportunity.
And that brings out Bryson Goodman. He's going to punt this away, and that's the right thing to do here.
And we've actually got Noel Meza Flores back deep to receive this, who has not received a punt yet. I would love to see what he can do. That ball is going to be tough to catch by Noel. He should have picked it up. He's got plenty of time. Noel, get away from the ball. There we go. Once again, not the worst decision. Unsure, first year in football. Better to let it roll out than to pick it up and muff it. But brings up an 80-yard drive ahead for the Royals with 3:49 to go. I'd love to see what we run right here. It looks like we are going with our starters, and I think that's a good decision. Let's run a 4-minute drill. Let's try to get down the field in 4 minutes and convert some points and walk out of here with the game at least 18-38.
And game time's a lot faster than practice time. So whenever you can get your starters out here practicing at game time, which is basically what this last 4 minutes is for them, that's an opportunity to grow.
We hand off to Cody Lewis there as he charges forward for a gain of 6 on the play. Another back that we haven't seen much of tonight. He had a first carry earlier today and fumbled the ball, but it's good to see him protect the ball there and charge forward as he will come off as Colton Relation comes on. But that's a good start. We've got a running clock here. We've got 2 timeouts to play with. I think you treat this like a 4-minute drill, and you try to get down the field, and you try to get some points on the board as if this was a very, very close game.
Yeah, and this is coming off the heels of that great defensive stop that you had talked about earlier. So we're building on a good defensive stop after the score. Now let's put some positive offensive plays together.
Screen pass to Lane Cope, makes 2 men miss, and he will be off to the races. Jeter, I don't think anybody will catch Lane Cope for his second touchdown of the year. I'm telling you right now, that's a great screen. Makes 2 men miss off the screen and cuts his way up the field. Lane Cope with another Mower Works touchdown. That is a momentum swing. Very happy that the Royals were able to execute that. Some secondary players in for Oliver Springs. It's a good play. I don't know that I would bank on it happening like that every time in a 4-minute drill, but very nice to see Lane Cope get to use those legs as I've been talking about the entire night.
Yeah, and it's great to get to see him make that opportunity, make a man miss. With 3.5 minutes left and you're down, it's easy to step out of bounds there. But instead, he decides to make the move, make the cut, get back inside, get back down the sideline, and get this ECCA Royal crowd all fired up.
Absolutely, as we have an offsides there on Oliver Springs, which, once again, it's for naught. This game is well out of reach by now, barring anything monumental. I love what they're doing, though, as I was about to mention. I think this is a great opportunity to run a 2-point conversion and try to practice that for whenever you might need it later in the year.
Especially on the heels of that missed PAT. This is a way to build that confidence, maybe steal a couple points.
As Oliver Springs is going to call a timeout and go regroup. They're going to run out a different crew here. I'm honestly hoping they run out their first string. I'd love to see our boys try a 2-point conversion against their first string. because in high school football, 2-point conversions are not unheard of. They happen pretty frequently. You're going to have penalties. You're going to be closer to the end zone. You're going to have to gain points back quickly. If you are 3 touchdowns down, well, you can make that a lot closer if you start doing 8-point jumps.
And if you think about it, we're only 36 inches away.
Absolutely. Something we haven't seen this half, knock on wood, is a fumble for the Eagleton Royals. And I think that is a great point to make, that we had 3 or 4 fumbles in the first half, which cost us, they capitalized. It cost us points. You hold on to the football, and the other team might not score.
Hey, magic things happen when you keep the ball.
I'm sure it's much easier said from up here in the press box, but
that's why we get paid the big bucks.
Correct. So we're going to run out of 2-point conversion unit here. See Cody Lewis and Colton Relation in the backfield. You got Tyson Click off the left end. I believe this is just going to be a punch in. Hard nose, right up the middle. Colton Relation, Cody Lewis is going to try to lead the way for him. And we don't. We drop out.
And he's wide open.
Wow.
Great hands.
I think Oliver Springs thought what I thought.
I think just about everybody on the field thought what you thought, except Mitchell.
Said Adam Fife snuck through the backfield and found his way he stuck through the secondary and found his way into the back of the end zone.
Yeah, he got lost in the corner back there. Nobody was paying attention, and Mitchell just made a nice toss. That's one that a lot of young quarterbacks will put a little too much zip on.
Yep.
And it'll get knocked down or hit the turf. But he put the right amount of air, let his receiver just adjust and make that catch.
Which there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to executing a 2-point conversion there. I think Men's Central is going to have their hands on our film this weekend. I'm sure they're going to look at that 2-point conversion and say, let's write that down. Let's get that on the record books. But that play has a lot of options you can go. You can run it up the middle. You can go out to the side on a sweep. So a great play, regardless.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I hope they do, because then they'll soften up on that side, and then we can just punch it right through the line. So it does a lot. It does a lot of great things for us. It shows people that we've got the flexibility to do something other than just pound it.
Absolutely. And what I'm most proud of right now, and what I'm most impressed by, is the will from the Royals. That it could have been easy to lay down 31-6. Very easy to lay down 31-6. But no, kept pushing, kept making attempts. Lane Cope with a great play, really a few great plays to break us off. And we're going for an onside kick here, it appears. We're going to try to pop it up to Noel. A good start, but a little too forward.
It's on the
ground. We might be on that one.
The Royals got that. I don't think there's any question
good recovery
about
there by Daniel
Cole.
Cole.
That is a great recovery across midfield. No question about the 10-yard rule. And that is going to be Royals ball.
Absolutely.
In Oak Ridge territory.
I'm thinking as a coach here,
Oliver.
I love the play call. I love, hey, we're not just going to send it off to him. I don't care that it's 38-20. We're going to onside kick. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep clawing. We're not giving up, so neither should you.
Well, and again, this builds on a previous error, right? We tried that onside kick from the 15-yard line in the first half. Didn't go well, so we executed it much better there.
Absolutely. As Mitchell takes a step, drops back, looks around, shovels to his left, doesn't have much, goes deep.
A lot of time.
What a pass, what a catch there by Daniel Cole. A great pass over some coverage, dropped it into Daniel Cole's hands.
That's a 21-yard pickup. And again,
Absolutely.
Mitchell rolling out to his left. He had tons of time. What an offensive line there, giving him the time he needed to survey the field,
Absolutely.
direct traffic, find the receiver, and get it in there.
And Oliver Springs is only sending 3. They're playing pretty conservative on the line, which gave Mitchell time as he drops back again. Pass out in the flat to Wyatt Matosin, makes the catch, gets hit, shakes a man, tries to find some grass, and charges his way forward for a gain of 6. This is a great run here by the Royals. And
it really is.
You know, you're still 3 scores off. You're still 3 scores away. It might be out of reach, barring any miracle. You'd have to recover 2 onside kicks. But this is a great push. And I see our boys are tired. They keep pushing. I'd love to see them convert right here. They've got a guy bracketed over Mesa Flores, guarding the over-the-top play as Mitchell sends relation to his right. Drops out to his left, as we see many times. Directs traffic. launches it up.
Into traffic, and he may have stolen that. He sure did. Yep, that's going to be an interception inside the 5. Um, it was not a terrible decision on Mitchell's part.
But I think from what I could see, that's a ball you got to put in your receiver's hands on the sideline or out of bounds.
Yeah, agreed.
And you got to make him make a great catch and keep his feet in. As we said, Mesa Flores, was that 2 Mesa Flores? I've got a wall to my left I could not see. But
and the
went up for a
defender
grab.
there made a great move on the ball. He just undercut the receiver, went in and stole it, and that's a good defensive play.
But once again, for those of you that might be good at math, this is not too unfortunate for the Royals. If you can walk out of here with a safety, you get the ball back, and then you're down by 16, and you have a chance to only have to recover 1 onside kick. So a safety right here puts it within 2 scores, but they're going to QB sneak in and get out of their own goal there out to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they got out of the shadow with a gain of about 3. They're going to be at the 5. I sure do like making the officials make that safety sign.
Absolutely.
We're down to about 90 seconds left in this game, and I'll tell you what, if I'm not mistaken, I think we're winning the 4th quarter.
Indeed we are. That's 2 scores in the 4th quarter to their 1. Oliver Springs is kind of halted. Actually, if I recall, they may have started the 4th quarter with 38. As Boki takes a snap, hands it off, drops back, pass over the top to Gray. What a defensive stop by Lane Cope, actually.
Nope.
Parker Lewis, wow. Parker Lewis, an almost solo coverage there against Jordan Gray. A name we haven't said too much of, but Parker Lewis, I believe, sophomore for us, with a great diving defensive play, and that's do or die. If you miss that ball, Jordan Gray is gone. So that's a great attempt at the ball there for Parker Lewis.
Yeah, he took a gamble there, undercut the receiver, but he got his hands on it, knocked it down. Great play.
You've seen Matosin guarding We've seen Matosin guarding Jordan Gray the whole game. He's come out, just had a whole offensive drive, and now you've got Parker Lewis on him. You got to have some energy there. I'll be interested if they don't go back to him, but instead they hand it off up the middle.
And that's going to bring
for
up
a
4th
tackle
down.
in the backfield by Connor Cox, which is a Stinnett collision. Boom! Have not said Connor Cox's name too often tonight, the senior, for his last victory lap here on the football field.
And that brings up 4th down.
Absolutely.
So you're looking at 4th and 9. They're not going to go for this, not in the shadow of their own end zone. So we're going to get good field position out of this.
And gives you a chance with 2 timeouts to run a 1-minute drill, 2-minute drill, and try to get down the field as if this was a game that was within reach.
And I think Eagleton called a timeout there, which is probably a good idea. They can't take them with us.
Absolutely not. And you're probably looking at, after this punt, you're probably going to have around 45 seconds left with 1 timeout. You're looking at 3 or 4 plays, maybe, if you can get out of bounds, to get you into the end zone. But once again, most impressive is the Royals' will to not go away easily. They kept fighting. Oliver Springs put in their 2nd string. The Royals said, we'll take that happily. We'll score 2 touchdowns, and then we'll make you bring them back in.
And keep in mind here, Coach, the long snapper is going to be threading the needle here a little bit. He's going to have his punter deep in his own end zone.
And there's a chance for a blocked kick here, too.
That's what I was getting at. Exactly right. And the punter may do exactly what we did earlier, try to get a little too much out of it and get that trajectory down. Somebody gets their big paws up there and knocks that down. And next thing you know, we're scooping up a touchdown.
Absolutely. With Wyatt Matosin deep to receive the kick, he is 50 yards deep. He is definitely playing it safe as Boki is back for the kick. Snaps high, and we're back there.
That was almost blocked.
Tipped. It was tipped. Wyatt Matosin runs up. You've got to pick it up and go, brother. Makes a guy miss. You got to keep going, Wyatt.
He's got some field
Driving
over
up
here
the
to the left side.
Blindside block, potentially.
Yep, that's going to be a personal foul block, and I hope that young man's going to be okay.
Absolutely, and that is a big hit on number 5 of Oliver Springs, Cooper Jones,
I think
Jones,
it's a 50
senior.
somebody.
We've got another flag thrown for what looks like some unsportsmanlike conduct, some shaking up players on the field. which I know we were obviously biased, but I've seen Lane Cope play a lot of sports for 3 years now, and if Lane Cope is fired up, got a pretty good guess that he was not the initiator.
No, and I think it was Cody Lewis who made that blindside hit. I don't think it was intentional, and that was on number 53, the injured player. He is up and walking off the field, which is fantastic to see. Got his bell rung a little bit, but I think Cody Lewis was right there, checking on that player after the play. It was certainly not an intentional hit.
But that'll essentially erase the large return, and it'll put Eagleton back hopefully 15 yards, potentially 30 if there were 2 calls on the play between the blind side and an unsportsmanlike. If we're lucky, maybe it will be offsetting. The hat was thrown for maybe an Oliver Springs call for unsportsmanlike conduct. But the officials are now getting together to discuss what is happening, and that is always the danger in games like this that are out of reach is you get some teenage boys who get hyped up on energy. One of them sees a big hit, and you go to defend your guy, and you end up with what ends up being a lot more mess than any team intended. Blindside block here on Eagleton as we suspected up here in the booth.
And
then you're going to see what looks like to be unsportsmanlike conduct also on Eagleton. So that is going to completely erase the return by Matosin, which the blindside block, probably not necessary, which led to the unsportsmanlike conduct. And you can say what you want, 38-20, the game's too far gone. But those are discipline things. And as a team, you want to limit discipline things because what if this was a 2020 game?
Right.
What if it was neck and neck? And you're just throwing a blindside block on a guy who really doesn't have a chance to tackle your runner. But 50 yards in 45 seconds seems like a feat, but once again, every situation is practice for these Royals. We're trying to get better. Going to have to move the ball quickly with 1 timeout.
We certainly don't have a lot of room to roll to our left this time.
Not at all. Mitchell takes a snap and drops back looking over top. He's got a guy coming to his left. He gets brought down in the backfield there by number 50 for Oliver Springs, Wesley Cameron, the sophomore. Good job by him to get in the backfield. I don't mind it there, but on first down, I think if you're Mitchell, you just got to get out of there and get rid of the ball.
Yeah, you do, and he backpedaled about 15 yards there. Once he was in trouble, best thing to do was eat it at 5.
And you've got the feet, roll out to your right, and that's something that we've seen not too often from Mitchell tonight. Is the comfortability rolling out to his right? He's comfortable backing up to his blind side, but not rolling out to his right.
And that's probably gonna blow the last whistle.
And I think that's smart by Childs there. There's no sense trying to go 70 yards.
Get somebody hurt.
One game.
So, good game.
Well, that will conclude our coverage here at the Eagleton Village. What looks like on the score sheet, not a great game. Oliver Springs jumped out to a large lead. We entered the halftime with 24-6. Oliver Springs continued to push forward and take a big lead, but your Eagleton Royals showed some heart, showed some hustle, showed some effort, and rallied back to a final score of 38-20 with your Oliver Springs Bobcats on top. I have been Luke McLemore.
I'm Jeff Jetter.
And we will see you next week when the Royals take on McMinn Central here at Eagleton Village.
Can't wait to see you then.
Thank you for joining us.